Ahoy, landlubbers, it's me, your Captain Vasco speaking. Welcome to another installment of AI, the Somnium Files, hyphen Nirvana Initiative, with the last A of the first word and the first I of the second word capitalized. It's actually interesting that both of those words contain multiple instances of the vowel that's capitalized in the proper title. Now, I have not been writing that correctly in any of the YouTube descriptions, because frankly, even looking at that gives me a headache. So I'm just not doing that. But outside of that, and one or two other relatively minor gripes, I've really been enjoying this game quite a lot, which is why last week we started some discussion as to our broadcast schedule, as it were. And at least for the foreseeable future, we're going to take on as much Nirvana Initiative as we can handle, trying to get to the bottom of this mystery. Now, I think a lot about this game between the few instances I'm able to play it, because I do want to play it live on stream for the first time. And I had one thought, one possibly real concern about moving forward in this game. And that is, I have really come to like Ryki and Tama as the protagonists of this game. However, you and I both know that eventually we're going to play as Mizuki and Aiba. Probably after, we reach some dead end in our investigation in the 6 years ago flashback that's been going on for like 2 weeks. And we jump forward to the present and Mizuki is the one in charge. And I'm just not certain. I don't have express reason to think that will be bad or a problem, but I've really become attached to Ryki and Tama, and, I never disliked Aiba, but I also wouldn't say I was like a huge Aiba fan from the first game, and I like Mizuki a lot from the first game, but I think by design they've had her acting a little bit more like Date, which as a character element is fine because, she's sort of his daughter, sort of. So like the idea that he would rub off on her in that way, I immediately regret that phrasing. Like tracks, like is plausible, but like also one of the things I've been liking is that we aren't playing as Date and Aiba. And it's not as though Aiba's like the problem there, but like Tama's been a lot of fun, and Tama's very different. So like, I think this is like the closest thing I can express to a concern about this game. After we learned why Date has the wrong face and I hated it, and I'm just pretending I don't know that most of the time. How's Acula? Welcome to the stream. I'm glad you're here. We will absolutely be seeing Tama in her true form, which I know you will appreciate. And thank you to Demolition for gifting a sub to Zacula. Much appreciated. I also see that Castle Arg showed up while I was monologuing about my concerns. Hello, hi. By the way, today is Friday, July 22nd. And I note this only because it's as close as my streams are getting to Christmas in July, so I decided to wear my Christmas-themed Baby Yoda shirt today. I don't know, I've been talking about Magic the Gathering, some deck stuff. It's tough, like, lending anyone a commander deck is an absurd notion, simply because, by its definition, a commander deck is a pile of 100 cards that are most likely built around one specific card with an untold number of interactions and strategies. It's very difficult to just be like, here you go, this'll make sense. I've tried to make a small selection of decks that I think serve that purpose, but even they probably have some weird stuff. In fact, I remember lending my brother-in-law one of my decks Christmas like a couple years ago, and there was like a card in it that was meant for like a game with multiple players, and like he got really confused about it. It's like, yeah, that happens. This is film. If the entire rest of the game was just looking at Thomas Somnium form, I'd be fine with that. You know, it's actually a really good... Let's dive into the game here. For some reason, this week it didn't completely kick me out of the game and, like, has left it running, which means that we can immediately do the Tamagotchi thing, which I know everyone's excited about. But let's real quick go to the busted Tama's room that won't work unless I head back out to the main menu, because I don't know who tested this, but they basically didn't. Oh wait,
I didn't. You have the privilege of entering my room because you're special.
Every time I try to go to this part of the game, I have questions and I have comments. I seem to have a button. If I press square, I will say, pretty girls don't just fall from the sky, and I don't know what that's in context to. But yes, my main point coming here, Zacula, is like, if you want, you can basically do that. They've added that feature to the game, and there's a whole dress up thing.
I take it all off instead.
We spent a bunch of time putting cat ears on last time, and then, as I recall, I think people actually got upset with me that I put on this Atami shirt. We prefer Tama Classic. Now, I don't think I bothered to notice or care. I don't think these costumes carry over to Somnium, which is a little weird because there's no particular reason why they couldn't. It might further incentivize people to buy the microtransaction costumes from the Sony store, which all of that's real and I didn't make that up. If you're not familiar with the business model of Asian, like, PlayStation games, it's like a thing. Even games that, like, don't have a lot of, like, dress-up elements have dress-up elements for the purpose of microtransactions. Castle Ark, where did you get this Tama emote? Where does that come from? It's very good. Look at it. That's so good. This version of Aiba, and why are we hitting on her? Hi, Anime. Have you not... this is not meant to be derisive. I can't immediately recall everyone who's been in and out on this particular game. But if you haven't been keeping up with Nirvana Initiative, there are 2 artificial intelligence characters this time around. Aiba is still in the game, but we are currently in a segment of the game where Mizuki and Aiba, who are now a team, as Date and Aiba were last game, are interrogating another investigator from Abyss, which is, of course, the Advanced Brain Investigation Squad, about his initial investigations into the Terror, T-E-A-R-E-R, also known as the half-body serial killer. And after doing a Somnium that sort of forced him to open up to her about the situation, the rest of the game since then has been a prolonged and needlessly detailed flashback to his investigation from 6 years ago. So currently we are playing as her co-worker Ryki, and we are, I mean, at this precise moment, we are investigating Nizatlaws, who was mentioned in the first game, and we spent much of our last installment of the game questioning her about stuff, and also sort of figuring out some of the circumstances around the appearance of the first half-body. Like, while all that was going on, I guess shortly thereafter, we sort of found that the most likely person who could answer some of our questions as to why the body was able to appear in that studio was, like, the guy in charge of the production that was going on when the body first appeared. And the second we stepped into Sunfish Pocket, he literally started shooting at us. He pulled out a gun and started shooting at us. And we briefly interrogated him and followed a trail to the local high school, where we found another half-body. And in our process of investigating that, we found that some of the things the president of the Japanese branch of Nizatlaws told us were suspicious. And so we asked her if we could read her mind with the brain altering machine? And she was like, sure. And one of the funniest things about that to me is that A, makes her the first character in Somnium Files canon to consent to this absurd breach of human rights, and B, also marks the first time that anyone at Abyss has questioned whether or not we should do it, because we hooked her up to the machine at the end of last week's stream, and Pewter was like, did you ask Boss about this? I'm not sure we should do this. Yeah, I mean, like, we didn't see Ryuki ask her, but, like, Pewter was like, did you get permission? And then Ryuki was like, yeah, she came in voluntarily. Which, at least to me, strongly suggests that, like, yes, she understands what we do here and was like, why not? And that could lead to something really interesting if she really, like, doesn't have anything to hide or whatever, and, like, just wanted to show us something. Like, that would be kind of cool. Sure, what are we looking at right now? It's a new feature of the game. I think it's just called Tama's Room, or Aiba's Room, if you're playing as Mizuki. And you play dress up in here, and also, you can, like, ask for life advice, or you can press square to say pretty girls don't just fall from the sky.
Pretty girls don't just fall from the sky.
But a certain director once said that eroticism rains down from the sky.
Does that answer your question? Zakula asks, did it ever satisfyingly explain where Tama came from, or is it just, in the first game we never explicitly said there was never more than one? I mean, in the first game they said that they were able to create the AI. There's no reason that they couldn't have just made a second one. Like, the original, like, Aiba, the, as far as we know, original eyeball AI companion, was made by Abyss. And so, because all of their agents keep conveniently losing one of their eyes in various accidents, they just did it again. That one, I mean, at least to me, that doesn't seem as much of a stretch as some details from these games. Like, if you're willing to accept that Aiba exists, I feel like it's not that far to be like, they made another one. Alright, so one more thing before we start playing the game, which is, we have this, it's our Tamagotchi. You choose different options, and they give you scores of brave, loving, impish, and crazy, and when you do it enough times, it digivolves into a Tamagotchi version of a different character. So we were sort of hoping to find a way to get Mamagotchi. I don't think we're gonna get there, or it's gonna take, like, a lot of work or something. Anyway, says, I'm so glad they're going all out on the sequel, and I hope they get greenlit for a third game. I think I do too. I think if you would ask me after I first completed Somnium Files, no, that's not even fair to say. When they announced that there was a sequel to AI the Somnium Files, I think I first heard about it, like, right before a stream and was, like, complaining about it. Like, I think it's fair to explicitly say, like, I didn't understand why that was the case. But this game has been so much better than the first game, in my opinion, that, like, I would legitimately be excited for a third game, as opposed to this one, which I was sort of, like, hypothetically excited for, to have something to stream that we would make fun of, but, like, so far I've really been liking it. It has yielded a lot of me just, like, sitting and talking, and I don't know how mad everyone is. Also, Angel of Iron, welcome to the stream, and thank you for gifting 5 subs. That's quite the entrance. But, like, yeah, I mean, I feel like it's a good sign that... I mean, the first game had a really solid structure and overall, like, framework for a game, and I think it's good that so far it seems like they've spent most of the development time with the second game, like, making a story that has felt better to me so far, and then just adding some little stuff for fun. Like, these both feel like good signs, you know? Like, if you want, you can just turn off these notifications and not constantly be like, debating with chat which option is most loving out of what food you make for visiting your friends. Yeah, I feel like who said it? Why are there no non-eel options? Yeah, Zach, I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on that one. I mean, I'm trying to, like... I'm just gonna say eel liver soup, because that sounds the most upsetting, and I feel like that'll give me points in something. I don't know if we're gonna digivolve, though. Can you handle it? E? These aren't puns, you know that, right? Okay, in 19 minutes and 56 seconds, we'll get another notification. Now, you might be forgiven for believing that what we've seen so far is the game, but none of that is the game. This is the game. So at the end of the last stream, as I mentioned, we basically set up the fact that we were going to do a dream sequence or Somnium with the president of the Japanese branch of Nizet Laws, who believes strongly in simulation theory, which I'm sure is going to come up at some point during the stream. And so, like, we basically, like, loaded up into this room, which is, like, a perfect, nearly perfect, dream replica of her office, the president. And the first thing that Ryki says is, let's make an acronym poem with the letters of Nize. And so I felt like we needed to save this for now, so we could have the energy of a week off to cope with whatever's about to happen.
Where the hell is this coming from?
N!
Okay. N. Not that I know why.
F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for uranium.
A!
A. Angry.
So I think I alluded to last week a bit, the notion that, like, I feel like one of the things this game does better with its characters is that it does what I call the sliding scale of attributes. So whereas the first game was very hard and fast with, like, Date is the worst and Aiba is better but, like, enables him. I like that a lot of the time Tama is instigating nonsense, at least in, like, the sort of overworld outside of the dream. She's very much, like, making lewd comments and things that she knows will sort of rile up Ryki. But then, like, there are times that, like, Ryki is doing this weird thing that is probably a side effect of some condition of his, similar to Date losing his memory at the end of the last game, sort of. It feels like it's heavily implied that there's some similar circumstance. But, like, when this happens, she immediately goes into this mode where she's like, I just don't want to be mom. I just don't want to be mom. I don't want to take care of you. I'm your robot companion. I just want to make the lewd jokes. I don't want to be mom. and this is very fun. But briefly, another thing I was thinking about this week is that I like that this game has thus far incorporated most of the major characters from the last game without overdoing it. It'd be really easy to just be like, yes, we brought back all your favorite characters, and somehow they're all involved in another serial killing. But I like that before there was sort of a specific reason that you found out that, like, most of the characters were interconnected. And now they're all still, like, friends and related and whatever. So, like, you see them and you interact with them, but it's not like, and all of the things are still about them. Like, now you're just, like, a detective. Like, I was really concerned that they were just gonna be like, and here's 10 more hours of Ota. And, you know, we're not that far in the game, so it could happen, and I could be upset about it, but I'm not, currently. Also, hi for Twitch, hello.
Incoming?
So no angry incoming.
Shingu River Ray.
Nailed it. That feels great.
Not that I know why. Angry incoming Shingu River Ray. The Shingu River Ray. Such a kind animal.
Angered by humans polluting waterways, I guess.
Aren't we all? And of course, we will never get an explanation for that. That's not true. We will probably get an explanation for that. It is just unknown as to whether that will be satisfying. Such purple. Mental Lock 1, the absence of water. Mental Lock 2, the sun! I hate the sun. Mental Lock 3, the non-tuple X. There's some name for that. We found out about it last week. Nizet Law's intentions. Stare into Tokiko's abyss. That sounds like a bad idea. She is a scary woman who is definitely filled with the abyss. There was a great moment last week where she was suddenly just like, I don't care if I die, I'll just resurrect myself. And then made like the scariest face. And we're like, yeah, let's hook up with her brain and then stare into the abyss. It seems like Tokiko was threatening someone. By peeking into our mind's abyss, you might discover something. Yeah, or like the abyss could like wink at us and we'll die or something. I don't know. Yeah, I'm glad that this is an anti-sun stream.
This is such a quiet place. So empty and blank.
You know, the last time I heard about a quiet place, it didn't actually go so well for the locals.
Maybe that's Tokiko's mental state. Pretty eccentric. Hopefully we can find something here.
Looks like we can only interact with that ripped up book.
Wow, that saves me like a lot of time. Thank you for that weird mechanical heads up, Tama.
Right. Let's investigate.
Inspect.
A book of nice teachings. Why is it ripped in half?
Does it say anything?
Yeah, just one phrase. The intersection between the warp and weft.
I think she said that last
The rest
time.
is ripped off.
I remember Tokiko saying something like that.
The intersection between the warp and weft, that's where the seam can occur. Right?
That sounds
I
right.
wonder what she meant by that.
Who knows? Why don't you join NICE to find out? Anyway, that's about all that we can get from this book.
Oh wait, she's got a secret eyeball behind her. I can see the particle effects. I'm halfway there. I'm sorry, I found key number 2 by doing the first thing the game told me to do. That's some interesting math. All of blank into blank and the blank are blank to blank. You know, these Somnium key files, whatever the mechanical name for them is, they really make me wish that I queued up the thinking song from Match Game 76. And again, 5 eyeballs. Here's that secret eyeball I was telling you about. I recognize those particle effects from the first game. Now, there's something in the absence of water, which tracks because that is where it told us the first thing would be. This is a very lame Match Game prompt. I mean, just fill in like Whoopi for all of them and it's probably fine.
When did this get here? This wasn't here earlier.
What does it say?
That's where the seam can occur. Combining it with the book from earlier, the intersection between the warp and weft, that's where the seam can occur.
That's exactly what Tokiko said. If it's coming out in her somnium, it must hold some significance.
Are you sure about that? We've seen some real dumb stuff in Somnium. Oh, okay,
That's
something is
just what
happening.
we saw in the wink sink.
I bet it's Sosajima. It's probably not Sosajima. Oh no, a seam hath occurred. And now we're sitting. Cool. There it is. That expression. Oh, look at that. Wow, man. The Chocolate Factory... Whoa. Chocolate Factory really went dark after Charlie took over. That's all I got to say. We saw the seam, but we did not see the deputy. Hey, here's a fun drinking game. If you understand any of the references that I ever make, take a drink. you won't become drunk. Decipher the book and find AI. I mean, they're both sort of saved to my PS5 right now. All of blank into her writing, and the blank are blank to blank.
I can't really make out what happened, though. I did see Gen, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it should... I think I'm supposed to like Gen and think he's a cool, friendly guy. But, like, of all the characters to suddenly, like, abruptly see dead in this game, like, I'm not phased. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that we have very, normal reasons for all of the blood.
It was just really chaotic.
Maybe the key to solving this somnium has to do with what we found in the Nice book.
The intersection between the warp and weft, that's where the seam can occur. That will help us?
I like how incredulous she sounds.
I don't know about that. I don't see how that will help us right now.
I don't think it's completely unrelated, but...
Indeed.
The next suspicious thing is...
Do you see anything?
Yeah, we can go downstairs through the pool, I guess.
Not really.
Does that... Am I hallucinating? It definitely looks like there's a whole room down there.
Seems a lot deeper. It was pretty shallow earlier.
I mean, we could clearly see the bottom of it. It was empty and we were standing in it. And now there's a whole room there. This feels like a disingenuous description of what we're looking at.
Let's dive in.
What? Dive? Here?
Yeah. Where else would I be talking about?
But it's really deep. And red. What if there's an angry Shingu River Ray in there?
I thought they were friendly creatures. It's the only thing I know about them because you told me it.
Enough with the complaining. You don't even need to breathe. It'll be fine. Go for it.
Fine. Why do you always gain this weird confidence during syncs?
It's because my dosage is wearing off. You need to call in Moses to part the Red Sea. That would probably help, Ditto. Underwater movement? What is this game? It's true. I guess they're aggressive because the humans have polluted Poseidon's waters. How is there how is there swimming in this game?
Oh my gosh.
It doesn't even actually tell you how to do it. It just like puts the instructions on the screen. It's a weird way to do it. It does warn you that time passes. Maybe I should have looked around upstairs more, but I didn't.
That was surprising. All of a sudden, we're out of the water.
And into the frying pan or something. Moses parted with a Beyblade. Ooh, that's a good reference. I have to drink because I understand that one. By the way, this is 100% juice apple, so don't get mad at me.
We fell from up there.
But we ended up in the same room. Oh look, the book again.
Let's check it out.
You know what that actually looks like? I think that's what the cardbacks look like in Concept Saga, the least successful stream of all time. Is there, like, anything else happening that I should care about? Nah, this is pretty much on the rails.
This one's not ripped. Just another single phrase. Where the black light gathers, sadness is born.
Where the black light gathers.
Sad face. Skull joke!
Whoa, skulls? Why is Tokiko thinking about this?
Well, she was gonna go to Hot Topic later. Maybe buy something for Boss's daughter.
Wait, I sense something. What is this thing?
This, people. Shadow people.
They're not doing anything. With this and the skulls, this is getting really creepy all of a sudden.
Maybe that's the black. Let's just search the room for now.
Yeah, if we can't find anything, we'll reread the book and think through our options again.
That's a weird prompt. This game, I mean, because this game actually has some sort of internal logic, it's been a lot more direct with hints, whereas the last game, like, the whole gameplay was just throwing stuff at the wall and figuring out if any of it would succeed, which, like, wasn't a great business model. But, like, there's something that's weird to me about this. I guess the notion is that, like, this hint is obtuse, and you might need to reread it. Either that, or something will change in the book if I look at everything in the room, but that feels like probably not what they want me to do. Olive blank into her writings, and the blank are blank to those teachings. I want to check something real quick. So yeah, like, there are 3 keys, but I only have access to number 2 so far, which is weird. I don't know why that is. Okay, so now there's, like, obviously, like, a bunch of skulls to look at. And there's... Oh, the book is behind. Okay. So, like, I'm supposed to go where the black light gathers, so I'm gonna look at the ones in the shade first.
A skull. It looks ordinary.
Is Tokiko into skulls?
Knowing her, I wouldn't be surprised if her house was filled with them.
Why do you ask? Were you gonna get her, like, a Valentine's Day present? I'll blank into her writings, and the blank are strongly tied to those teachings. The first blank is throwing me off. So Shadow Guy is just following me around, right?
A small skull. There's nothing suspicious about it.
Falsehood. There's always something suspicious about a loose skull. All of her ideas are poured into her writings, and the blank are strongly tied to those teachings. Is the remaining blank skulls? What about this guy?
This one is bigger and misshapen.
Hey, I can hear you. It gone.
Gen?
So Gen really... So, if a misshapen skull is supposed to signify Gen, then they really weren't kidding before when they were like, yeah, he wears this grotesque cartoon character mask that's deeply unsettling because he is, like, upsetting... Like, I don't remember exactly how they put it, but, like, they basically implied, like, his face is somehow worse. And it's like, is it? Is it?
He looks like he's in pain. Why?
I mean, look at him. Like, look at him is the only answer I'm willing to give. Wait, is there another secret eyeball behind her? So wait, is she, like, related to him or something? Like, why is she thinking about him? And, like, what appears to be a representation of him, like, probably being teased in school or something? It could be more recent, but that felt like that simulated a school experience, or like a youth experience. Oh, and they're gone.
I wonder what the relationship between Tokiko and Gen is.
What was that?
Ryuki, you okay?
Oh, yeah.
Looks like the book was the hint. Where the black light gathers, sadness is born.
I mean, that narrowed it down to, like, I was trying skulls in shadow. I don't feel like that last spot was, like, more shadow or somehow representative of black light. It wasn't, like, a great clue.
After the sync, we need to ask Tokiko about Gen.
Nah, I'm sure we can just let that go. Don't worry about it. Oh, hang on. Key 1, which seems sequentially after Key 2, because I can only get it at this point. That's all very confusing. Tokiko has blank blank and blank 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 within blank. Yeah, I don't think Charles Nelson Riley's gonna make that one funny. Oh, another corpse, maybe. Oh wait, that's what's his name? That's
Did you
Minecraft's
see
kid.
that? It became Shoma for a split
Shoma.
second.
I wanted to say
Maybe
Shoji, but I knew that
Tokiko
was
is
wrong.
related to him as well.
Why Shoma? Tama, make chase! Throw yourself in the water!
You make it sound like I'm committing suicide. Okay, here I go.
Do I have control? There's an eyeball over there. Nope, the eyeball is lost to me forever. Darn. Descend is L2.
Ryuki, you have 5 minutes remaining.
Oh, hang on. At any time, what manja topping do you like? Dude, I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what that is. Mochi's like some kind of desserty thing, right? Pepperoncinos aren't that. Neither is cheese. Don't know what ebi is. There's like way too many like Japanese food related questions for me to like understand eyeball-y as a task. Like, I think now I've had more Japanese cuisine related questions than all other types of questions combined at this point. I get the prevailing sense that mochi is the most popular answer in chat. I feel like it's perhaps the thing I would choose as me. I'm no longer really sure what our goal is in trying to digivolve this thing. It would get you crazy points because that would not go. I feel like that's fine. I feel like I'm fine with that. Nope, that's loving. Carbs plus carbs, E. Alright, the next one could happen at any time. Alright, continue swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Ebi is prawns? I don't know what this is. Oh, the whole room is flooded.
It's
That's
the
a wet
same
book.
room again. But this time, the room itself is underwater too.
If this is the same as earlier, there has to be something related to Shoma.
The only things we know about Shoma are that he's smart enough to know how to decode 490 bats or bats 490, and that he likes robots, and arguably that he is the son of Minecraft. So, like, that's not a lot to go on. Yeah, let's check behind her chair again, maybe. It's a good call. Yeah, I think there is yet a... This is weird. I guess it's because the nature of this Somnium... Wow. Like, a lot of swimming is actually really annoying, it turns out. Oh, do you just constantly sink? What's happening? Oh, there's some weird invisible current? Yeah, I think there's an invisible current. Not properly invisible, but, like, not... Oh, for God's sake. Thanks, I hate this. I, like, literally didn't press anything. Hello? Can I just have... Okay, I've wasted a great deal of time.
It says, where the water and ideas flow, love is born.
More metaphors, huh? It must be some kind of hint, like last time.
You think Shoma is the son of Minecraft and Nizet laws?
It's a hand. And this.
The non-upal X symbol.
I remember Tokiko mentioning it.
Do you happen to mention that? Because it was just real quick in passing. It didn't come up a lot. I'm actually surprised that would have stuck with you, you know?
I'm curious about the water and ideas flow part.
Well, I did manage to figure out that there's some current...
Anyway, let's check inside.
Yeah, if we get stuck, we can read the hint again and figure it out.
Yeah, it would have been really helpful if she showed us this hand sign, especially if it was going to be important, right? Oh, and Oh no, this is the key too. All of her ideas are poured into her writing, and the rules of the stream are strongly tied to those teachings. Yeah, no, like, yeah. Like, what kind of hint is this? Like, literally the only way to advance at all is to, like, read these books in empty rooms that have, like, quotations based on the teachings of Nizet laws. That's, like, not even helpful. Alright, so I need to find the place where... things are flowing. So is there one of them that's, like, in the current? There are several that are near the current.
4 minutes remaining.
Oh my god, I hate so much. The current is, like, the worst
How
thing.
should I check? High five?
When in Rome. How about making the same hand sign?
It's, like, really weird
Huh?
to, like, see her
The
do
light is
it.
gone. Maybe we did something wrong?
Like, her hands are translucent, so it's, like, really weird that her checking is her, like, copying the hand sign.
Anyway, let's check the others.
That definitely was my first guess, because it felt like that was at, like, the crux of the current. Tokiko has blank blank, and blank blank completely within blank. Not that one. Not this one that's, like, kind of between... Oh, for the love of God. This is the worst.
Nope, nothing is happening.
Maybe we do the hand signs.
Maybe. Do you trust my intuition?
Okay.
Ah. A hint to key 3. Blank. It seems Tokiko's blank. This is all very helpful. The next floor has Blitzball. Yeah, but then we'll just get distracted and, like, try to do a whole Blitzball stream, and then we'll definitely change bodies with the president of Nizet Laws. Alright, let's oh my god. If you get anywhere near them, all of a sudden your life is forfeit. Get out of here.
I don't...
Maybe you're doing it wrong.
Right. I remember Tokiko doing it with an O face and her legs wide open.
No, she didn't.
I mean, if she did, it would explain why she kept doing it. Digging deeper, it seems Tokiko's blank. This is good. I feel like I have, like, a very different interpretation of this clue than the game does, perhaps.
It lit up.
So did the first one.
Do you understand?
Was that Tokiko's voice?
It sounded like she was talking to someone.
Tokiko is blank blank and blank resides completely within blank. So... Is this like an order of operations thing? Don't want to consult the clue again, but I'm going to do it.
Where the water and ideas flow, love is born. What does where the
This room is submerged, kind of like those lazy rivers at water parks.
That feels like a bad analogy, because that basically just is the current.
I've never been to one.
Oh, right. Sorry. Anyway, I figure the water must be going somewhere.
So if we go with the flow, love will be born?
Well, it's the only hint we have. Let's figure out where the water goes.
Okay, so, like, I don't love this, because... I don't know. To me, like, the statement itself feels like it's implying that, like, I want to, like... interact with, like, the thing with like the maximum representation of the current. And now it's just saying like, oh, go like where the
You
current
have
is.
3 minutes left. Get it together, Ryuki.
So yeah, it's an order, it's a sequence thing.
It's settled. You will follow my orders.
Tokiko's voice again.
I wonder who she's talking to. She can't be talking to herself.
I also don't personally like that there's a correct order to this very subjective triangle situation. Like, it suggested that the first thing I did was wrong,
Together.
but it was right, and it just wanted me to do it in a different order for no adequately explained reason.
Wait, she must be talking to
Ryuki, look! Outside the window.
Shoma?
Could you turn down the outside? It's too bright for me. Hey, don't do that. Too big.
What's
Too
going
big.
on?
Decipher the book and find out the truth!
So she does have a relationship with Shoma.
Maybe what we heard earlier was for Shoma too.
Love is born.
Let's think about it later. Look at that.
Nah, I feel like that's normal. I feel like that's normal.
It looks painful.
I have a bad feeling about this.
No, that's just like a lazy river. I know you said you've never been to one, but they're just like
Follow
that.
it.
Tokiko has lost blank, and blank resides completely within blank. Just gonna follow the corpse party. I'm so glad that this tunnel exists solely to waste my time resource. Oh, good, now we're at an angle. Perpendicular to reality. And yes, I agree with your statement, Zacula. When
It's the same
Tama
room
makes the
again,
lewd jokes,
But vertical?
it's typically funny. Like, there's sometimes where she's, like, really straining to make it connect whatever's going on, but, like, hey, I think there's something about just, like, it not being a guy whose major defining trait is being kind of a creep. But, like, also I feel like there's at least more effort made in this game to make the random lewd comments feel like they're part of the conversation, whether or not they're actually successful.
This is really messing with my sense of balance. How far does this room even go?
Another book. Hopefully this is the last.
Hopefully. We only have like 2 minutes.
It says, when the eyes are met, death is born.
Death awaits you.
Death. Tokiko is getting more and more suspicious.
Suspicious of what, though? Just like the word death being here? That's not, like, inherently suspicious.
Maybe our focus should be on nice.
Oh, okay, hi.
The book and an eyeball.
Do you think that's what is meant by eyes are met?
Maybe it's talking about me.
You are an eyeball.
Aw, thanks for noticing.
Tama, why don't you lock eyes with it?
Are you trying to kill me? It said death is born.
Then, when the eyes are met is...
Oh, yeah, let's not forget that it has been established that, like, the advanced artificial intelligence server is down for maintenance. And so anything that happens to Tama today will, like, be permanent.
Ryuki, less than 2 minutes left. Be careful.
I mean, I kind of feel like... Alright, hold on a second. I don't know. Where eyes are met, to me, feels like... It's more likely to be those, like, two eyes on the red book cover that we saw briefly than anything to do with, like, just looking into a giant eyeball. I could get punished for this, but I feel like I'm gonna start there. Oh no, there's multiple books.
It's a red book of nice teachings.
It has an eye symbol.
It's filled with eyes.
Bring me the eyes! If you close the book, the eyes will meet and bring death. Do I want that? Do the keys help me here? Tokiko has lost blank, and blank resides completely within blank. All of her ideas are poured into her writings, and the rules of the stream are strongly tied to those teachings. Digging deeper, it seems Tokiko's blank. Okay. I'll do it. Hi.
This should do it.
It sure should. Tokiko has lost blank and her mind. Well, this is gonna be one of those interesting instances of, like, are you sure that's where the comma belongs? She lost blank in her mind. Also resides completely within blank. Oh, I guess this is our first negative timey, huh? The way that it was displayed was not immediately clear for some reason. Like, before I took that action, I sort of took note of it. But look, I guess, like, all the timies are a little less clear this time around for some reason. Yeah, basically negative timies are multipliers to the thing you want, whereas, like, the normal timies are divisions of the time, more or less. Send. Just real quick, just, well. Oh, God. Swimming is bad. This, indeed. Okay. Okay,
A
so
red
bouquet.
book.
I mean, everything's, like, kind of similar, right?
How about this?
It's just a cover.
Nope.
Tokiko has lost all sense of emotion, and her mind resides completely within blank.
A red book.
I think we're pretty close to the end, so I might as well just use this to close.
Got it.
Oh, there was a book, like, all the way at the top, huh? I don't think I was aware of the top book. I thought the book that I was looking at was at the other end of the room,
eyes meet?
which is why I came here. Completely within Nirvana is the end of that? That seems not good. Well, this is a camera
You
angle.
have less than a minute
And Zacula just left to get
Hurry.
food. Bad timing. No, that's not what I
When
wanted
the
to
eyes are
do.
met, death is born. The eyes...
Maybe we need to point them at each other.
And there was that red book.
According to what we've learned so far, so the hint here has some...
If we get the...
I wonder
Oh
what...
my god. First off, that spent so much time I did not think that was going to be so much time. Where's the book? Where's the last book? Where's the last book? No, but like, where's the last book? Hold on. No, but like, where's the last book? It's still my comment. Okay, like, this room would be like way less annoying if it wasn't completely
30
vertical.
seconds left.
Just because, like, I don't think this puzzle's that hard, but I can't, like, tell where anything is, even using the map. Like, we're probably gonna have to retry just because, like, something, like...
Ryuki, you're out of time.
A big eyeball. What is going on inside her head that would make this appear?
Like I said, that old woman is crazy. So what's it gonna be?
I mean, I'm gonna poke it.
And poke.
Hmm? What was that sound?
Oh, my finger broke.
That's upsetting.
It broke? Just like that. Are you okay?
Oh, it's already fixed. Due to a mistake in my settings, my bones are as brittle as dry pasta.
Is this a plot point? We're being very cavalier about this, but that seems
You
important.
can set that, huh?
Digging deeper, it seems Tokiko's thoughts are more clear. Okay, but, like, then what? What is the comparison?
It's almost time, Ryuki.
Huh? Already? We haven't even gotten close to the truth. Tokiko.
So... we did end up wasting some time in the previous segment. But I want to say that we'd be fine just going back one. You could go back two and try it and make it through the current room quicker, but just moving around that room kind of sucks. So, like, know exactly how much time I end up saving? Castellark says, at least you figured out there was a current much earlier than I did. I mean, it's not... It's clear that, like, there's something in the water, but, like, I don't know. To me, it didn't immediately seem clear that it was like, oh, this is a current. Until, like, I was trying to move around it, and it's like, oh, it's terrible. It's very bad. There must be an explanation for this. Let's go back one and regret it later. So, like, the thing I find frustrating about that is, like, no, like, I immediately understood close the books,
So
but
she
I can't
does have
find
a
the
little-
last
Maybe
book.
Love
And
is
it's, like, not on the map, and I don't
Let's
see it
look at
physically,
that.
so, like, I don't know what to do about that. And, like, that's not... To me, that's not a good puzzle. Like, it's kind of not a good puzzle in either way, because it's like, A, there's really not much to figure out based on what's, like, actually in that room. Like, there's really only one viable solution. But then, like, B, it's, like, obscuring the things I need to interact with to solve the room isn't a puzzle, it's just bad.
I have a bad feeling about this. Follow it.
Alright, let's drift down. Oh, we get to... I think this kept our points because we've retried, but it's counting minutes in real time. Well, that's where I went, Kat. I went to the statues at the top of the room. Because, like, when I did the second one, it kind of implied that's where it was, right? That's what it looked like. But when I went back up there, it was just an eyeball. I didn't see the book at the top of the room. What should I do to relax? Aerial yoga, field yoga, Inyengar yoga? Is that the name of the yoga that has goats in it? Or hot yoga? Now, I know what hot yoga actually is, and it's probably not relaxing, but there's a part of me that still wants to pick hot yoga and just go, hey. There's a slightly peculiar just I don't know, a lot of these options are pretty weird. Aerial yoga sounds fun. Aerial yoga sounds hard. I feel like aerial yoga would be very difficult. But I've really been deferring to chat, mostly because I don't know what to pick anymore. Why not? Still doing it, E? Evolved into Date E and received 1,000 eyeballs. I became an adult E. Thanks for talking to me so much. So, I think the reason that took so long is because we originally evolved with Brave and nothing was like matching or exceeding Brave for several attempts. So I'm guessing that Date is the culmination of Brave and Crazy, which sounds right. Castle Arg asks, is aerial yoga doing it while skydiving? I think, I imagine, but don't know for sure, that aerial yoga is like, there's like this sort of thing where like you hang from, they're not drapes, but they're like drapes, just like big fabric things, and you sort of like wrap yourself up in them to like hold yourself in place. And I imagine it's like doing yoga suspended from or in conjunction with something like that. Adult will not grow any further. Reset. Okay, bye, Date. Burn away to nothing. Great, we got a new one. Oh, we immediately get a question. And it's the question we've gotten the most already. Shrimp are... We've tried hard and red, I think. So I'm gonna say hard to eat. That's impish. Okay. Alright, back to my suffering. Descend. This also is quite tedious. I personally don't like this. As I stated before, it literally just burns time. There's nothing to this other than losing time. Again, that doesn't feel like a clever puzzle thing, it just feels annoying to me. Hi, Tokiko!
It's the same room again, but vertical?
This is really messing with my sense of balance. How far does this room even go?
Another book. Hopefully this is the last.
See, like, I don't see Red Book up here. Like, it felt like the game was implying it was up here, but it doesn't seem to be up here. Oh, I guess we haven't made them appear yet. It might show up after, but I feel like that didn't change.
Death.
Maybe our...
It's so suspicious that the word death exists.
The book and an eyeball.
Think of the ambiance and suspense. Yeah, but that could be a cutscene. They do cutscenes that don't use up your time in Somnium.
Do you think that's what is meant by eyes are met?
Maybe it's talking about me.
You are an eyeball. Tama, why don't you lock eyes with it?
Are you trying to kill me? It said death is born.
Then, when the eyes are met,
Ryuki, less than 2 minutes left. Be careful.
See, I swear that wasn't up there before. Because I swam all the way to the top of the room. That's what took up so much time last time. God, I hate
The
swimming.
red book. This book is closed.
If I open it, that's not good, right? If I open it, the eyes won't meet. And then death won't happen. And for some reason, I want death, right? This feels like it's a trap. Also, I didn't find all 3 of the other books, and I'm expecting to find 3. So I think this is just straight up a red herring? But then where's the other blasted book? Alright, hold. Red book A in the middle. Red book C. So those are the... Yeah, well, in this game, it doesn't show you the name of something that you haven't already interacted with within continuity of the game. Maybe if you open it, it could look at the big eye. But, like, the only thing... I don't think that's true. Because closing the other books makes existing eyes look at each other. I feel like opening a book would make eyes face opposite directions. In theory. You know what it could be? But why would it be book D? I still need to find red book C. Or, no, B? I have A and C. Why is it showing A and D in the same place? That can't be correct. Is that correct? Man, this room would suck way less if it just was correctly oriented. Like, I get that it's supposed to be, like, a cool, surreal dream thing, but it's like, no. Your game doesn't have the infrastructure for this puzzle not to be a smelly butt without being correctly earthbound. Oh, good grief. Yeah, I'm nowhere near book A? Oh no. I think there are 2 books on top of each other, and the game is just displaying it
Closed
wrong.
book.
No, it's another closed book. Okay.
It's a red book of nice teachings.
It has an eye symbol.
It's filled with eyes.
So A and C are the ones that I have closed and am closing.
Got it.
It might be that I have to, like, make the eyes look at each other and then have all of them join together, and that may involve opening the other books or something.
Yes,
Whatever that is, it's not clear to me. I'll admit that. I'm not totally sure I have enough time to finish this, which is, like, the worst part of Somnium in general. I don't know, it retains memory that I
The
did
red
that.
book.
So close this one.
Got it.
So the ones in the middle are looking at each other, and is this top and bottom? Where's the other one this is looking at? So the book at the top
did
of
we
the
make
room...
The eyes meet?
So wait, when I close the books, it's turning one of the other books in the room into an eye. That's why everything became so confusing. Because, like, the number of books had changed, which is why the map didn't seem correct. But what does that mean? I don't understand what that means, though. I don't know what that means. So... Also, like, the game, like, absolutely can't represent this room on the map. And I've, like, never needed the map more than this. It keeps just, like, displaying, like, not where I am at all. It's also, like, not showing all of the lasers. So... I can't interact with laser eyes, right?
Hurry!
So what do I have at my disposal here? I need something, like, actionable. I mean... So... I could either, like, burn the rest of this retry, having the game tell me what to do. Or I can interact with eyeballs? There seem to be, like, matching weird pairs of eyeballs. Which probably means something, but I'm not sure I have enough context to know. You might be right about that, Castellar. It might be showing the cross laser inside. I just really object to this usage of the map. Like, I totally understand what we're trying to do here. But, like, the second room, like, almost inherently burns so much time that, like, you don't really have time to mess around, and so the map's, like, really important. But, like, when I look at this, like, I can't... Like, it doesn't actually portray the room, really. Like, I need the map to be rotated 90 degrees so I can actually, like, see the room. I don't know why they made this choice. I think it's bad. Yeah, Zach, unfortunately you left, like, 10 seconds before the camera was just focused on Tama's crotch while it was, like, swimming across a room. You can go make a clip later. I won't judge you. Okay, so I'm in the middle of the room, and once I've made the eyes look at each other, I can't do anything with them. So... Where's the thing? It's up there. I'm gonna burn this run to just have the game tell me what to do, because I'm not enjoying this. I think the corner eyes must do something.
Is born. The eyes must be referring to those eyeballs.
Maybe we need to point them at each other.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that, obviously. I've already done it.
And there was that red book, right? It looked important.
No, like, I get... Chat's also, like, game-splaining this to me. Like, no, I get... Make all the eyes look at each other. Do you understand that the only things I can interact with in the room are... so many eyeballs I couldn't possibly have enough time to manually adjust them, and 2 books that didn't make the eyes look at each other? You understand that, correct? You're all here, right?
According to what we've learned so far, everything in the room has something to do with the words in the books. So the hint here has something to do with eyes.
If we get the eyes to meet, death will be created.
I wonder what'll happen. Let's check the book and eyeballs.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna have the game tell me what it thinks I should take away from this room.
When the eyes are met, death is born. maybe we just need to direct the sight lines to each other.
No, like, again, I understand that. I was here for the first, like, time we read the book. The hint is very clear. The actual execution is not.
Yeah, set them opposite each other. That and... that one.
The red book had an eye symbol on the left and right pages. What about that?
If we touch the pages, wouldn't that be eyes meeting?
Oh my god, you are killing me, game.
So you think we should close the book?
You are killing me, game.
Yeah, that might be what it means.
So change the direction of the eyes and close the book. Got it. It's almost time, Ryuki.
I don't think I literally have enough time to do that. So the ones that aren't on the edges of the room, it literally just wants me to individually manipulate all of them. That seems like that would take at least 3 minutes of game time. Do I have to redo the second room? That's like really obnoxious. So it took me... I think we're just gonna do it. I think I end up wasting more time not doing it. Let's go back as far as we can. So now we're gonna redo the current room.
Make out what happened, though.
It was just really chaotic.
Maybe the key to solving this somnium has to do with what we found in the Nye's book.
The intersection between the warp and weft, that's where the seam can occur. That will help us? I don't know about that. I don't see how that will help us right now.
I don't think it's completely unrelated.
The nexus...
So we descend through the blood and end up in the wet room?
Do you see anything?
Or do I have to do a whole room before that? Is there not a checkpoint?
Seems a lot deeper. It was pretty...
Let's dive in.
Where am I?
Yeah.
Fine.
So this is the first time I'm going in the water? It is. So what's the in-between? Because, yeah, you land in dry room.
All of us...
We fell from up there.
But we ended up in the same room.
Oh, I have to do the skulls again.
Oh, look, the book again.
Let's check it out.
That's annoying. So that's why there's such a huge time variance. It's not... I don't know if I'll actually gain enough time to solve the last puzzle.
Just another single phrase. Where the black light gathers, sadness is born.
Where the black light gathers.
Why am I, like, not skipping the dialogue? We did the skulls. We were here for this. Okay. So, real quick. Give me this.
Is that?
Mine now. And then this one.
This one is big.
So that saves me a little time.
Again?
Yeah, with this Somnium lacks in fun, it does make up in booty. You're not wrong about that.
Huh?
This is, I think, the second time that I've had to do a retry in Somnium in this game. And both times I had to do it, I had serious questions about where they put the checkpoints. This checkpoint, I feel, is entirely too far back, considering that, like, clearly the next room is a huge time sink, and then the one after it is also a huge time sink.
The relationship between Tokiko and Genin.
What was that?
Ryuki, you okay?
You forgot that guy exists? That must have been a nice, brief period of time, Anime. I'm jealous of you.
The book was the hint.
He haunts me.
Where the black...
After this...
Yes. So we consider all this the same thing, even though it's not. Okay. So now I believe I know the correct order for the next part.
Did you see that?
The problem is, I still have to correctly navigate the currents and not, like, vomit a bunch of time into a garbage can. So now we go down, and the next room is filled with water. And there's the current. It is annoying that it makes me manually do this, but it's fine.
It's the same room again.
Skip all the dialogue. No,
Ryuki,
no!
You have 5 minutes remaining.
The current is the worst. I hate it here.
Says where the water and
Skip the dialogue. Hands appeared. No, the other way. The other way. What? No. No, I'm not pressing left stick. If I touch it, I'm gonna go in the current. Just activate it.
When in Rome.
Ooh, the current is so annoying. The current makes this room very frustrating.
This
Like, I don't even want to move. The current's just gonna throw me across the room. Just, like, activate when you're gonna activate, please.
stop.
Oh, it's so bad. I'm completely there with you, Zacula. This, like, the puzzles between this room and the eyeball room that I was just struggling with, neither of them is my favorite. I don't think either of them would make me as frustrated as I am right now if they weren't also just like, and what if you moved really awkwardly and badly everywhere, and then on top of it, we broke your map resource? It's just like, for this one, they thought the presentation of the weird dream space was so cool that it should supersede playability. And so, like, instead of it being like a puzzle, it makes me want to inflict harm.
It's settled.
Tokiko's
Like, it's a little difficult to see the current, and it's very difficult to know when you're in the current, for better or for worse. So I go over here. You just realized this was a water level? I did catch you mention that you haven't been, like, 100% dialed in anime, but, like, yeah, it's a water level. And it has the hallmarks of a water level in that I've been doing it for, like, 15 minutes and I'm mad about it. That's not even true. It is 7:30 p.m. I've done nothing but be in this water level.
Ryuki.
Shoma?
I don't know. I honestly think some of this is deliberate, particularly, like, the map usage. Like, the map in the eyeball room seems like a choice.
What's going on?
A choice I don't agree with, but it seems deliberate. Because, like, normally you get a top-down view when using the map in these games. There may be exceptions, but that's almost always been the case. So, like, why would you present the room at, like, profile view or whatever?
So she does have a relationship with Shoma.
Maybe we'll...
Love is...
Let's look at that.
Let's not think about it and follow the orgy into the abyss.
And look...
I have a bad follow it.
It's time again. Why was I born into this world? You know what? I don't... Right now is not the time to ask me this question. Something needs to be done. Thinking about that is life. It's pointless, or shut up. What? Why is... Who chose these questions? Like, the more I do this...
God.
the more, like, genuinely concerned I am for whoever is responsible for the questions. I think I want to try and lean on Impish here. And, like, don't get me wrong, I really have no ability to predict the correct answers to these. Mostly because the vast majority of these questions are about Japanese food, and, like, food is not a subject I know about, and, like, Japanese food is even less a subject I know about. But in this case, I think something needs to be done might be considered an impish answer. Thinking about that is, like, feels like... No, actually, shut up might be impish.
Babe?
Oh, I don't know. Shut up. There we go. I'm angry. I'm going to cry. There, we did it. We did whatever we were trying to do. Whee! Now we just, like, burn a bunch of time swimming into the abyss. We do have... I think, like, 100 more seconds than we did before. This might be possible.
4 minutes remaining.
I think I had, like, 2 minutes or close to it with this room. I like that you can even, like, fast forward the not talking parts. I don't think I've ever tried doing that before.
It says... when you...
Skip. Skip. Okay, so it seems like the red eyeballs don't matter. I don't know what their deal is, but the game has, like, never indicated them in particular. So we will try to turn the blue eyeball.
Big eyeball. What is going on inside her head that would make this appear?
Wait, is this the
Like I
right one?
said, so what's it gonna be?
Am I looking at the right one? I think so. It's the ones in the very corners. So, like, the middle, and then, like... God, I hate looking at this map. This is just, like, it's a tragedy. That's all it is. But see, like, look at how confusing this is. I look at this map, right? And in, like, the physical space of navigating the dream, I am at the top of the room next to a blue eyeball. And when I open the map, it portrays me at the bottom of the room next to a red eyeball. That's just wrong. That's just not accurate or helpful information. Anime says, oh god, it's like the designer wanted you to fail each part once and then do it all at once correctly. Yes. And the problem I have with that is, like, that's what the first game did. And most of those Somniums kind of felt like a punishment. And this is the first time I've, like, really strongly felt like this game has done this. But, like, this whole Somnium has been, like, pretty subpar by my personal standards. This feels like this could have been among the worst of the first game Somniums, which is saying something. Not the worst, but, like, ranking highly at bad. So in this game, it's, like, definitely the worst that we've seen so far. But, like, I'm confused now. Looking at this...
An eyeball.
I'm just gonna flip it.
Spin.
That's not right.
When the eyes are...
See... So this one?
An eyeball.
So this one I must flip? No, I don't want a hint. I'm just mad.
And spin.
See, like, this would be so much easier if I could just, like,
I said the
move
eyes
around
would
and,
face
like,
each other.
understand what I'm looking at. Like, I've understood this idea the entire time. Here's, like, okay, like, I know I'm, like, really salty right now, but, like, to me, this is quintessential puzzle design 101. I know someone in chat was like, you know, QA 101. Like, if a player who is attempting to solve your puzzle understands the goal of the puzzle and cannot execute it correctly, you have failed to make your puzzle do what it's supposed to do. I feel very strongly about this. Like, the worst feeling in a puzzle game is, like, you know what to do, and the game won't let you do it. And, like, I feel like I've been very clear that this entire time, I understand the nuance of get the eyeballs to look at each other. But, like, even when I know that that's the thing to do, I still can't do it because I can't navigate this space and look at what I'm doing because they thought it was super cute to float vertically in the room. And, like, yeah, it's kind of a cool visual idea, but if you sacrifice the entire playability of the puzzle, it feels like that's at too great a cost. Alright, I think we have enough time to do this, but, like, this is really annoying to me. It was worth redoing all the stupid garbage.
It's a red
because it
book
gave me
that
the time
has
to
an
do
eye
this.
symbol. It's filled with eyes.
So
Got it.
close the book, flip the eyes. And, like, what's even further frustrating to me is, like, I think I do have a tendency sometimes in these games to, like, forget
This
sort of a
should do it.
tangential resource, like the map. Like, I didn't use the map all that much in my first playthrough of Somnium Files 1, but, like, I feel like I'm using every tool at my disposal, and I still can't tell what I'm looking at. It's the
You
third
have
time I've
3
gotten the
minutes
tutorial
left.
on negative timing.
Get it together, Ryuki.
I think this flip costs less than the other flip. I don't
An
think this
eyeball.
matters tremendously. And they're all the same. None of this matters.
Is this what eyes meeting means?
A red book.
Let's use -5 from close.
Got it.
I'm concerned that, like, there appears to be, like, a lot left to do after this. And I don't have, like, that much time, even after getting, like, as much time as I think I could physically get.
So, did we make the eyes meet?
Never cross the streams. Total proton reversal.
A new
It's a death
book.
note.
When the eyes are met, death is born. Death. Tama, let's check that out too.
So I have a ×2 time. That's gonna be bad? How bad is that going to be?
It's
Red
a new
bookie.
book of nice. This time, it's closed.
Ah, it's not that bad. Yeah, let's flip the book. No, let's not do that. Oh, opening the book gives you a ×9 multiply. That's very disheartening. I'm very concerned about that. Art.
Huh? A mirror.
Now our own eyes are meeting in the reflection of the dual mirrors. So she already died or something, and that's why she was like, resurrection? Like, I'll just resurrect myself, lol? No, you can't override a negative timing with a positive one. The annoying beeping sound was me sarcastically trying to do that, just for good measure, but you couldn't do it in the last game, and you can't do it in this one. I don't think Tokiko's okay. That's the worst aquarium I've ever seen.
What was that?
The worst aquarium I've ever seen.
So many people. What
Okay. Can I stop swimming now? hope this means I can stop swimming now. I think you were supposed to go down there. Now you're gonna have to fall. I don't think that's better.
So you want me to dive in again?
Tama, go!
Yeah, like, not a super big
Ryuki,
fan of...
Less than 2 minutes left. Be careful.
Yeah, I don't think I could have done this if I didn't go back 2 stages.
Thought I was gonna fall forever.
You got some balls, Tama.
Thanks.
Really
But
understand
there's
why
nothing
people
here.
use that way.
Doesn't look like we can learn anything here.
Hmm? That's...
So there's really no choice other than to have a ×9 multiplier while looking at this. So this kind of has to be the last thing, right? Right? Right?
At the end of an incomplete world, truth is born.
So future diary. Excellent point, Ditto. She breaks her finger poking an eyeball, but not her legs falling 100 stories. Got a little something. Okay. Goodbye. Neat.
That's...
Non-Upal X.
Yeah, the whole non-Upal X thing, like, really gives me some, like, traumatic flashbacks to, World's End Club. I feel like a lot of the X motifs feel reminiscent of that.
There's something there.
Let's go.
You gotta be kidding me. Wait. Oh, was that showing me no, I still have the multiplier. Okay. Why am I still swimming? Oh yeah, Future Diary is absolute trash and also amazing. Unlike this sucks. This whole Somnium just sucks. So this has to be the last thing, yeah?
You have less than a minute left.
I'm trying my hardest here. I need you to chill out. You're not helping. I'm, like, concerned I, like, won't physically make it to the last thing in time. And if that happens, you will not be able to contain my rage. Like, this is cutting this so much closer than should be physically possible. I'm very Hello? Touch the book!
I'm going
Touch
to
the
open it.
Just touch it.
Is it some kind of planning sheet?
Why is like 30% of this Somnium's time spent on navigating through the water? Like, why is it like this? Does someone think that's fun? It's really annoying.
It says Nirvana Initiative.
The Nirvana Initiative.
No good. There's too much blacked out.
Come on, isn't there anything else?
Ryuki, we're almost out of time.
Wait, try reading more of it.
No, I promise you, we're like absolutely the most out of
Peter,
time.
please.
Didn't it tell us there were 4 mental locks? And we definitely went through the effort of like 4 mental locks. Everything about this Somnium is a dumpster. Back through the eye tunnel, into the visual novel. Oh, this one's about playing the Japanese game of Go. Alright, now we're gonna try to have fun.
I've taken a look inside your mind, using this machine.
Okay, now, the way he said that is confusing to me because... He said... I don't remember exactly how it was phrased, but, like, before the Somnium, didn't he definitely say something to very heavily imply that she consented to this? She, like, came in on her own or something at the very least? So, like, he figured that her agreeing to go to the police station was like, yeah, and then obviously it's implied that I'll knock her unconscious and read her mind. And obviously that's the same level of consent. Hey, Pewter, you smell. Where's Boss?
I haven't seen her. She probably hasn't arrived at Abyss HQ yet.
What to do with Tokiko? It's really rude to talk about someone in front of them like they're not there.
Tokiko Shigure is not a suspect. We can't detain her without clear grounds to do so.
I mean, come on. There are things about this world, not like specifically this game, but just this world in general that are so, like, bafflingly stupid. We can't detain her without clear grounds to do so. That would be a violation of her human rights. However, it's totally chill for us to knock her unconscious and probe her mind. Possibly without her consent.
If we have to release her, I guess we have no choice.
You don't have to explain. The images shown in Somnium are all displayed here in the control room.
Pewter's in the control room. Tell me about Gen.
Do you know someone named Gen Ishiagane? He appeared in your dream.
He's the worst thing I've ever witnessed, and that's saying something. Okay, so she's not gonna answer that. So, how about Giant Shoma?
Shoma Enda. I know you know about him. Can you tell me about your relationship with him?
What's the Nirvana
The
Initiative?
Nirvana Initiative. Is it some sort of plan?
That was all very effective. And
It
definitely...
seems you have many questions for me.
It does seem that way, which is possibly why I asked many questions of you. But her stoic silence in response to those questions, again, implies that she did not consent, even though I feel very heavily that we at least told Pewter that that was the case.
But I apologize. I'm afraid I have prior engagements. Could you please visit me at my office again at 10 o'clock tonight?
You are very strange.
I would be happy to share more information with you then. Now, if you'll excuse me.
I assume that she will serve refreshments, including Kool-Aid, at that time. Oh shoot, what was that hand sign she just did? I'm not sure if I've seen that before. Was that important?
Wait,
Oh.
where's Pewter?
I was gonna ask.
You want to see Tokiko off.
I see. So, what do I do now?
Rummage around in his locker and steal his
Figure
Kool-Aid.
that out yourself.
What do I do now? Ooh, go eat pancakes seems like a great option. Ask to tie me up in tortoise shell rope binding. Become a major league ball player. Go see Gen and Shoma. Nah, that one sounds like the worst of all four of these options. I'm gonna go eat pancakes.
You think this is a damn joke? Don't make me sentence you to a panting!
Don't threaten me with a good time.
What?
Yeah, I'm sure I won't get a weirder response asking her to tie me up.
We already did that yesterday. No more for a while.
Why not? Come on, just a little bit. I know. I'll become a major leaguer.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Ah! Her pupil disappeared! What's happening? Tom is standing here. I guess I'll advance the plot if you really insist.
And that Somnium earlier, Gen appeared.
Yeah, I really like I like Kat's suggestion that we sleep because we could just be hand waving it, but like we've been investigating for like 2 straight days, and there hasn't really been a point in time when it was like suggested that we like went home and slept. and we've been acting like a little bit insane. And that's like before we just did that Somnium, which definitely makes me feel more insane.
And Shoma did too.
So Tokiko definitely knows them. And yet...
Could you please visit me at my office again at 10 o'clock tonight?
Tama, what time is it now?
a little past 1300.
Darn, we're already too late, because it's past 10. Wait, what?
We have almost 9 whole hours until the appointed time.
Anyway, let's talk to Gen and Shoma.
I feel like pancakes is like a great use of some of that 9 hours.
Where are they now?
Well, I can't track down either of them.
Great, thanks, game, for railroading me into something you've determined is impossible.
Either their phones are out of battery, their GPS is off, or they're somewhere without any signal.
Then we'll have to take a guess. Maybe Shoma is at school.
No, he hasn't been there in a while.
I mean, we could just go to the last point where their phone was to start, right?
He hasn't been going to school?
It seems not.
Well, I'll get to that later.
Hey, do you think that we're gonna get, like a Thomas trivia about pantying as a verb?
So then Shoma must be at home, or...
Yes, he really loves this Ferris wheel too.
Of course, the Ferris wheel where there's no cellular service.
At the rooftop amusement park at Misatan.
Gen is probably at his restaurant, or the warehouse district at the port. He once told me he loves the warehouse district, and that he goes there all the time to look at the sea.
He's a fish in a man disguise, right? Not even like a merman, just like a tuna or something, like a real big tuna man.
So we have 4 destinations to check. Let's get moving.
Oh, it's time. What do you think of eyeballs? So we tried Pretty, and Pretty was loving, if I remember correctly. Maybe Round? Round feels a little impish. I feel like Tasty's probably crazy. So if I'm trying to get impish, I think it's between Round and Scary. Maybe Round is brave because admitting something is scary probably isn't brave? Scary doesn't seem particularly impish, though, either. Angel says, okay, admittedly I don't pay as much attention to things as I should, cause depression. Same. It's worse when I do it, though, because I'm supposedly in charge. But please tell me the game show host's literal blockhead has been explained. No. I would wager it's the type of thing that won't get an explanation. It could, but unlike Date having the wrong face, or like Gen wearing a horrible mask, it's not the sort of thing that strikes me as like, will definitely be addressed. Alright, my process of elimination, I guess Scary. Did I do it? Yeah, I sure did it. I became a childie. Is that Oda? Did I become Oda? Did I become Oda? Well, I sure did. That's upsetting. Organism. A mischievous and cocky child, otaku who visits Akiba every day, kind of pretentious, and loves Iris E. So we've got three of the 4 cardinal directions. Oda, Mizuki, and Iris. And we also have Hitomi and Date. I don't know where this is going to end up. Alright, now map time. We spent so much time in Somnium, for God's sake. Hey, who do we want to try and find first? Child or monster? Monster or child? If we go to the monster's restaurant, it puts us in the closest proximity to Mama, who, at this point, I am convinced is maybe the single character other than the Sajimas who isn't in this game. Child monster. Let's get monster out of the way. Let's see if we can run into Mama. Which we can't. I feel like we can't. I don't think Mama's in this game. Which is, like, a little shocking. I haven't quite figured out limo noise. It's definitely different than regular car noise. Oh, God. Look who it is!
Oh, Mame is here too.
The thing that I find funny about this isn't that you walk into the restaurant and see someone you recognize and go, oh, Mame's here too. It's the fact that, like, we're clearly already sitting and, like, definitely already would have seen her. So, like, there's something funny about the fact that we've been, like, sitting here for a few minutes and then suddenly out loud say, ah, Mame is here too. Presumably to Mame. Anime asks, is the monster a barkeep? He runs this restaurant named Brahmin.
Why are you here?
That's such a good question.
There's something I wanted to ask Gen.
She does not seem happy to see me.
And what would that be?
Well,
No, I'm gonna talk to Mame first. Yeah, she seems upset, right? Like, how's it going?
Not right now, because I am here. Half might.
Look, I get the reference. I don't think I'm the target demographic for this. I mostly just find this weird.
Half for all, we are full-time heroes.
hey, that's my thing.
Do you really want to take credit for that? Yeah, this isn't... So this is in Golden Yokocho, but this place is called Brahmin and is not Marble, which was Mama's bar. It's Mame. She has a grave expression on her face. So, are you okay?
I'm not sure why, but she seems to be a bit down today. I'm sure she'll be back to her usual self eventually. Please let her be for now.
We should play Steal My Sunshine by Len. It'll work. I'm gonna ask her anyway.
Maybe she lost 50,000 yen on pachinko slot machines.
This isn't boss we're talking about.
Well, it's better than having loose slots in other ways.
Wow. That's a big wow from me.
What other way?
Angel says, that's not the voice I was expecting to hear from him. Yeah, right? Like, the voice that they've given this creature is, like, really friendly, like, easygoing guy, and he definitely looks like actual serial killer.
No, you know.
No, I don't.
Look again. I don't really care about his phone being off. I don't feel like opening with the Nirvana Initiative makes sense.
Gen, do you know a woman named Tokiko Shigure?
Never heard that name before.
Oh, look at Mame's face now. Look at it now. It went from, like, I'm having a bad day to I am currently dying. This is the face of a person who's currently in the act of dying.
Really?
Yeah. Who is this Tokiko person?
The president of an ideological society called Nizet Laws.
Cult. Just call it a cult.
Nice. You mean that secret society or whatever?
Yeah, the secret society that literally everyone in the world knows about. It's a worse kept secret than Barry Allen's identity as the Flash in CW's The Flash.
Yeah.
It actually exists? I thought it was just an urban legend.
I thought so too.
So what's that got to do with the case?
Explain the details of Bats 490 and the QR video to him. I told him it's highly likely that Nyes made the QR video, among other things.
So I tried searching through Tokiko's memories using a certain device. While I was in there, I saw you.
Oh my god. Are we ever gonna settle on a level of secrecy that is appropriate for Abyss? Like, Date told everyone everything. Boss wouldn't tell her own employees really important safety information about the already absurdly dangerous, like, mind-connecting device. And now, like, now we just show up here and we're like, yeah, I happen to use, like, secret illegal science fiction technology to interrogate this lady, and I saw you in her dreams. And he's just like, yeah, whatever, I'm stirring.
I see. But I'm telling you, I don't know this person you're talking about. It could be someone else wearing the same mask.
Now, level with me here, Gen. How likely do you think that is? I mean, certainly it's possible this isn't a custom job, but like, even if we were to assume that someone else was wearing the same mask, you think that they would also be wearing the same outfit, head to toe, and have your same very unique physique?
That doesn't sound...
It's also possible that Tokiko knows Gen, but not the other way around.
Well, I feel like I can guess how much information I'm gonna get from him about the Nirvana Initiative.
Is there anything you can tell me about the Nirvana Initiative?
What is that? Is it some sort of plan?
I feel like this is some cultural difference in the translation of the term. That everyone keeps being like, Nirvana Initiative, is that a plan? I don't know. That's just not the first question I would ask if you said that to me. Also, like, Mommy's having a really hard time. She, like, definitely knows something about something.
I think so.
Sorry, I don't know what that is.
Hey, Ryuki, there's something bothering me.
I can no longer ask him about the GPS, and nothing of value was lost.
Something is wrong with Amame.
Yeah, it's been bothering me the whole time, and I've been commenting on it literally the entire time, because frankly, I care more about this mermaid girl than most of the characters in this game. Most of them.
Yeah, she doesn't seem very energetic today.
No, not that.
It's not that, it's the fact that she's reacting to, like, the secret information we're talking about.
Her heart rate jumped dramatically earlier.
Seems like a thing you could have mentioned. Angel says she looks how I feel these days. Aw, Angel, you and me both, pal.
Right when she heard the words Tokiko and Nirvana Initiative.
See, like, I'm paying attention. I noticed both of those things happen.
What?
Can I ask him about the GPS? No, it's gone now. Oh, I can wink sync with her. Listen, if you're gonna give me the ability to wink sync with a mermaid and you expect me not to do it, then you misunderstand. I'm sorry you're going through it, Angel. But one of my friends was trying to talk to me today and was like, oh man, I'm sorry we haven't kept up lately. I'm like, if we talked, I would just make you sad. Like, if you and I had a conversation about how things were going, like, it would just end with you also being depressed. me and Mame also had to play Tokiko Somnium. That's actually a really plausible theory, Castlog. She's like, oh my god, isn't it the worst? Like, the map doesn't even work. I think I'm just gonna sync right away. Ah, it's Vecna! What's happening?
It's okay. It's okay. Everything will be fine.
This doesn't seem fine.
What's that?
I don't know.
Hey, clocks? I don't know what question you're supposed to ask after that.
Mame, are you hiding something? Do
Tokiko.
you know Tokiko?
The other
Do
thing?
you know something about the Nirvana Initiative? Hey, Gen. There's something I want to ask Mame.
I mean, she's right there. This feels like a weird approach.
How do you think I can get her to talk to me?
Let's see. Amame likes trivia, so maybe if you frame your question like a quiz?
That feels weird, but worth trying, I guess.
A quiz.
Do I have to
Hey,
enlist the
Mommy.
help of Minecraft? There's some trick to this, right? It would help if I had even a vague sense of precisely what question he wanted to ask here. Because, like, I feel like the trick is to get her to, like, say Tokiko, or, like, answer, like, whatever. It says, 9 down on this crossword puzzle. What are you hiding? I mean, I feel like the one of these that's most like trivia is highest mountain in the world. Although, depending on how some of these questions end, they could also be trivia. But, oh, let's just do
The highest mountain in the world is Mount Everest. But what is the second highest mountain?
K2.
I wasn't asking you.
Stop questioning. Well, that's enough. The price of a
A
ball.
bat and a ball together cost 110 yen. The bat is 100 yen more expensive than the ball. So, how much does the ball cost?
5 yen, right? Thomas Trivia, you would think 10 yen is the correct answer. But if the price of the ball was 10 yen, that would make the bat 110, so it's too much. Yeah, no, I got that. I figured that out. Okay, great. I was correct. How cheap is that? It's probably more expensive than Ryuki's bat and balls. Alright. What kind of pan?
What kind of pan can you not cook with?
A pan, duh.
The answer is simple. Panties.
Oh, come on.
The last man on Earth.
The last man on Earth heard a knock on his door. Who was it?
A woman. The last woman on Earth, or just like any woman at all.
No good, huh? The answer was a woman.
Nope, that's wrong too. The answer is LGBTQ+.
Go
You're
on.
sorely mistaken if you think there are only men and women in this world, dumbass.
That doesn't inherently make the answer LGBTQ+. I mean, it's just calling out that, like, non-binary people exist and could also be a viable answer as simply not man. But, like, while this is a worthwhile distinction, I feel as though that response is pedantic, frankly.
Oh my gosh.
No response.
Yeah, that didn't work.
I'm at a loss. Oh, I know. Maybe if you play that song.
What song?
One moment, please. I'll get it ready.
Is it the song that the other girl danced to? About eating donuts in the bathroom. No, I think this is a different one. If you were watching this on mute, you might think that Gen was singing this, which would be really funny. Oh, she's singing to it. I look forward to the song ending and then her not speaking again. I could do this for reasons. I could be in the screen save zone. Darn, I realized too late that I could have done the sing-along bouncing ball.
Thanks, Genny. I think I feel a bit better.
That's good.
Looks like Amame is back to her usual self.
I like... There's something, like, genuinely insane to me about, like, we went to all of this effort to get her in a state of mind where she would engage with us and tell us what she knows about the things we were questioning Gen about. And then, like, the first thing that I do after that is be like, hey, how's business?
It's doing all right. I can only do what I can to make my customers happy.
But you don't want Matsushita Diner to show you up, right?
Well, yeah, but it's run by Ota, so, like, you're good.
Of course not.
Doing prep work there, pal?
Yes, I'm doing prep work for tonight. I can't make the dishes in advance, so I have to start from scratch every day.
You like the warehouse district, don't you?
Did I say something like that before?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yeah, I think you did.
I have fond memories of the warehouse district.
I thought we were gonna go back to the well, and maybe multiple people are wearing this mask, and one of them doesn't like the warehouse district or something.
I go there every morning, and...
You always stop by there after stocking up at the market, right?
Do you go buy stock every morning?
It's weirding me out that Mommy's not making eye contact with anyone right now while talking to us. Like, if she was just looking, like, straight ahead, that wouldn't bother me. She's just sipping her drink or whatever. But she's, like, turning, like, not quite enough to look at Ryuki and like, definitely not to look at Gen, even though she's kind of talking to him.
Yes, since I can't store meat or fish in the freezer.
And the freezer in the back doesn't open anymore.
Is that because it's filled with the bodies of your victims? Or the half-bodies of your victims?
Why not?
I can't find the key.
The freezer is locked?
Yes. Though I can still use the refrigerator, so I'm able to manage for now.
So, like, locksmiths were never developed in this universe? We have the sync machine, which allows you to dive into someone's subconscious mind and learn things that they don't want to tell you against their will. And after 6 minutes, allows you to exchange egg yolk with another person and become them. But locksmiths, that's a bridge too far? Oh, it's time. What light novel genre might get popular? Retirement home harem love comedy. Wait, what is stewed as a genre? Alright, so my theory is that once you advance past the first stage, getting that same quality increased again isn't helpful. I think retirement home harem love comedy, probably the impish option, possibly stewed. I don't really know what's going on there. Yeah, I don't know. I'm inclined to say isekai. Sure, let's do it. I mean, it seems like the answer that would most appeal to Ota, though. Is that problematic towards trying to get someone who isn't Ota? Probably not, I think. Kessler says, true question because retirement home harem love comedy is already popular. That's brave. That's like saying rice is going to be popular in Japan. Yeah, so how's that brave? This grading system could use work, perhaps? Oh, actually, menu. Evaluation. These costumes were added to bonus. Mermaid outfit. Well, I would do that right now if it didn't mean I'd have to save and quit the game because someone didn't test that feature at all. Okay, talk to Mame. I want to know about her feelings more than I want to solve the case.
It was nothing.
Did you get jilted or something?
No. I just lost 50,000 yen on pachinko.
That's so stupid. It's such a stupid joke.
See? You can't be serious.
What was that song?
I was going through a very painful time of my life. It was so bad that I didn't even want to go on. Then,
darn.
Jenny played that song from earlier.
You mean he wrote it?
Well, yes.
The title is The Flower That Blooms in Snow. He recorded it on a cassette and gave it to me as a present.
Is that?
It's a portable cassette player. Are you familiar with them?
Yeah, Star-Lord uses one in the future.
This is my first time seeing one in person. That's a Volkman, right?
I always have the cassette player on me with the tape inside.
Even though you've literally never seen it and I just spawned it on the table out of nowhere, I promise it's always on my person.
Wow, impressive. I didn't realize that not only are you a good cook, but you can write songs too.
This is a bit embarrassing.
Actually, can I do something with this? Cassette is the song The Flower That Blooms in Snow. The song was recorded on some kind of vocal synthesizer. It's the song playing earlier is what Amame sang. Okay. About
I only
Tokiko.
know her name from the internet. I just love stories about the occult and conspiracy theories. And when I looked up Nyes, that name came up.
But, like, you had, like, the most upset expression on your face. Like, specifically in regards to Tokiko and the Nirvana Initiative. It seems weird that this is your backstory for knowing something about her. It's like, I thought it would be a fun thing to look up.
Then what about the Nirvana Initiative?
I read about that on the internet too. It was on an occult news site. Supposedly, there's some sort of sinister plan by that name. But that's all that was written about it. Really, I'm telling the truth. Trust me.
I think someone broke my precious mermaid.
We didn't get leads despite all that time we spent here.
Here's, like, a profound difference between Somnium Files 1 and 2. In Somnium Files 1, this would be true of basically every scene, and you just keep going like that was normal. In this game, you're like, well, that's unfortunate. We were trying to solve a crime.
Neither of them had any information on Tokiko.
But if that's true, why was Gen in Tokiko's Somnium?
Anyway, we can figure that out later. Let's investigate somewhere else for now.
Kaname seems to be feeling a bit better now. So I can still go to the warehouse district, which I'm kind of inclined to do just because I'm curious what happens there, since we already know Gen isn't there. Yeah, I think the character Ditto was talking about is Kaniza. It's been a while since we've seen Kaniza. Of course, the warehouse district is
Ryuki, why are we here?
Well, you see, I heard a rumor about this place called Okiura Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse. And I just wasn't entirely convinced that it had any connection to Renju Okiura.
Remember how I said before that I like nature? The sea is also a part of nature. By the way, Tama, look over there.
That's...
No, here's the thing, right? If you accept Gen as just like a totally normal part of your life, then like when you see this, I feel like you don't also get to comment on how weird this is, right? I feel like you have to be like, well, I guess that person just is here.
You know them?
Oh, no, not really.
I mean, we've seen them in the future, but we haven't seen them yet. Time travel.
I've just seen them around before.
What?
Dressed kind of strangely, don't you think? Maybe they're coming back from a cosplay event. Excuse me.
She gonna shoot us?
I'm sorry, do you have a minute?
You.
So this person knows us? Sure. I mean, it's my first question. Why are you dressed like that?
Business. I don't need to tell you anything.
That's cool. I'm gonna wink sync with you.
What's going on? What could he be plotting? Nothing.
Very productive.
You're beginning to annoy me. Would you please leave?
Annoy you?
Fine. Then I will take my leave instead. The day to take action is approaching, and I must stop the plan.
Do you mean the Nirvana Initiative? That may be some kind of plan?
Stop what?
There she goes.
What was she talking about?
I don't know. Cosplay band, maybe?
I've never heard of a plan like that.
Hey, isn't this the exact same loose concrete that was in the warehouse-themed Somnium from the last game? Even though it makes no sense for it to still be here at this point, isn't it, like, exactly the same as it was then? That seems lazy.
Then maybe it's a family plan.
Yeah, right? Anyway, like, I don't see a reason why we wouldn't just have knocked them unconscious and connected them to the sync machine. It is our solution to everything. It starts to strain credibility when we don't just do that to literally everyone.
Whatever the case, I think it's clear that woman isn't all there. Let's forget about it. More importantly...
On to the next place, huh?
Also, hi, Alcades. I think you showed up when I was at Peak Mad, and then I didn't see your chat for a while, so I kind of got distracted by the game. How are you holding up? Would you like to go to the Ferris wheel? Ooh. Game freezing? No, okay. Game has crashed before, and also had loading problems. So we can't take anything for granite. I mean concrete. I mean granted. Hey, look at that little cat.
Looks like
I want to ride the little train. I want to make a full-grown adult drive the train while I make eye contact with them the entire time. That is what I want. No, thanks for catching that, Arcadius. I literally didn't even have time to see the spam bot. I'm sorry you had a rough day. I mean, all the days just seem rough lately. I'm sorry to everyone who's also going through it. And I'm happy for those of you who are in a position to be above that, even for a little while. Because that's good too. You deserve it, and you should make the most of that. And don't worry about the world for as long as you can manage.
Right.
So maybe he's at home.
Or I could ride the train.
I don't know. Anyway, no point in staying here.
Hard disagree, the train is right there.
Unless you're planning on doing a ritual to summon UFOs.
Does the ritual involve riding the train?
Maybe another time.
Let's go somewhere else.
But it's right there. There's more, like, mannequin people. What is Sky Circle? Right, that loops around the rooftop when you use the pedal. And wait, what? I don't see anything. Oh, it's like a little monorail? Is that it? I'm at such an angle that I can't... Yeah, that's probably what it is. Even though I can see the entirety of this park, and there does not actually appear to be any... Is it this? Is it the little control booth? The booth is the ride? There's been a lot of arguments at work between two specific people. Managers above you are blaming you, saying you're not being in charge enough. Didn't even know they were fighting because no one told you. And they told someone who isn't a manager. Yeah, I mean, that would really annoy me too. Like, that sort of thing would bother me more than just the frustration of that situation. Like, people trying to blame you for something that, like, you have no way of being responsible for. That really sucks. I'm sorry. Obviously, the solution is to give them both a sword. And let them sort it out. And hire a new person. Why do they keep letting us into this boy's room?
Shoma, the director of Horodori Institute, Chikara Horodori, was killed. Did you know about that?
Okay, if this is how we open up conversations with, like, a 12-year-old boy, we, like, super extra shouldn't be allowed to just wander directly into his room. Like, it's already, like, weird enough that they let us do that. Like, unsupervised at the very least. But, like, not chill, guy.
Why are you asking me? Of course I know. A killer calling himself Terror did it. But he hasn't been caught yet.
I love how much emphasis you have to put on the fictional name Terror in order to make it clear what you're saying.
That's why. I want you to help me. Help me uncover Terror's identity.
Suddenly I have the ability to wing sync with, like, literally everyone and their uncle. Here, let's ask him why his GPS was turned off, even though I'm also pretty sure I don't care.
I had my phone turned off.
Why?
Because there was no reason to turn it on.
I heard you haven't been going to school. If you don't mind, could you tell me why?
I do mind, but can't you tell? I'm all alone, just like that Jin person.
Jin?
I read about it online. He had been sick for a long time. I don't know what his condition is called or whatever, but it was some sort of chronic disease.
Okay, that immediately gives me thoughts. I feel like that doesn't discount my theory that the Hidori Institute could be trying to, like, print clone bodies or something. Particularly if this wealthy guy had some kind of genetic condition that was threatening his life and probably had the throwing away money to just burn on some implausible immortality scheme. And then you might ask me, but wait, Vasco, like, just because there's a new body, how does that help him? We happen to know of a device that would let you transfer a consciousness from one body to another, don't we? Don't we know about that? So, like, that could be what's going on. It's an option.
He was sick since he was young. Stayed in the hospital for a long time. Didn't have any friends. According to the article, he took his classes from the hospital. I felt bad for him. One is lonely enough as it is.
Two can be as bad as one sometimes.
But he's only one half.
That's shockingly glib under the circumstances. Hey, about your dad, can you explain why he's a cube man? Did he eat the cube fruit? He legitimately looks like he could be in One Piece. And that's not a compliment, exactly.
I'm sorry, but please don't ask about my dad. I don't want to be reminded of him.
Winksick!
Why? Why me?
Alright, what's your relationship with Tokiko like?
What?
Tokiko Shigure.
She's a really big fan of doing this. I'm not sure why. She does it all the time.
I think you might know her. Then what about NICE? Tokiko is the president of NICE.
Why does that matter?
It matters. Terra is definitely related to the QR video. There's a high probability that the video was made by Tokiko, who's the president of NICE.
I feel like Shoma maybe could have done it. I don't specifically think he did, but I think it's plausible he could have.
So what? Leave me alone.
He was the one who told us about the solution to Bats 490 pointing to the Hidori Institute. And then the guy in charge of that place died shortly thereafter. That's unsettling.
Please. I just want to be left alone.
About the QR video.
I don't know much about that video. I barely even watched it.
Did you solve
I
it?
only know about Bats 490.
That reminds me, you haven't told me the details of Bats 490 yet. The rumor is, people who decoded that video message have gone missing. But they all left behind the same clue. I've learned the secret of the world.
That the world is a simulation? Question mark?
You haven't disappeared. Why?
Don't ask me. All I did was decrypt the code. I didn't go anywhere. The only thing I know for sure is that Bats 490 is an ARG. It's just a game. But the Nirvana trial, on the other hand...
I beg your what?
Nirvana trial?
Nirvana trial?
It's a video that's been going viral. It was uploaded to ViewCube first, and then it blew up from there.
And then it got big on Click Clock.
A bunch of people who watched it have gone missing.
Ryuki, I found the video. Do you want to see it?
I'm not sure having internet in your brain is good for you. Like, imagine... Like, Tom is essentially acting right now like YouTube suggested videos. Imagine if those just started, like, auto-playing in your head while you were, like, idly thinking or something. Or, like, trying to drive somewhere.
No, I'll watch it later. This is more important right now. Just so I have the facts straight. This is completely different from the QR video and Bats 490, right?
I already told you. Bats 490 is just a game. No one really went missing, and it had nothing to do with the secret of the world. But the Nirvana trial is different.
Different how?
It's not just a game. It's real. There's something seriously messed up about it.
You've seen it?
No, I was too scared. But people are going missing, one after the other.
Tama, any information on these missing people?
There are about 90,000 people who go missing in Japan each year. That means, on average, about 1,730 people go missing each week.
That's an unsettling statistic.
This week there have been 1,880 missing persons reports filed. That's 150 more than the average, but I can't say whether that's related to the video or not.
They didn't come forward to the authorities to explain why they went missing.
Wait, we're not done here.
You can keep the door unlocked. See ya.
This makes me very uncomfortable. This is just so weird of a way to live and be. Does he live in this place on his own? I'm a little unclear on that. But, like, regardless, it's so weird for the kid to be like, yeah, you can just, like, hang out in my house. That's fine. We're up to 3 mystery videos so far.
He
Castlear.
actually left. What kind of person goes out and leaves a stranger in his home?
Nothing we can do. Looks like we'll have to get moving too.
He did say he was alone. Yeah, but that can also be, like, figurative. That doesn't necessarily mean... Like, we know that he has a father and that the father cares about him. Whether that relationship is actually good at all. A little unclear, but doesn't seem great. Oh, the very fact that I'm still here kind of suggests I could rummage around. Where is the mecca of otakus? Going by the description of this particular iteration of Digimon, I believe Akihabara is the correct answer, but this isn't trivia, it's try to get stats. I can't even begin to guess what the outcome of any of these would be. Like, this is the thing that's killing me about the eyeball-y minigame thing, is that, like, so many of these questions are so, like, intensely cultural in nature that trying to decipher their, like, subtextual meaning is just profoundly unhelpful. I could roll the die. I don't have it configured for a D4. So I have to, like, re-roll on, like, 5 or 6, I guess. We'll say Ikebukuro is 1, 2, 3, 4 clockwise. Obviously. Ikebukuro it is. That was the loving answer. No, I'm pretty sure Akihabara is the correct answer because, like, literally within this game, during this stream, it, like, made fun of Oda for going to Akihabara every day, which leads me to think, like, that must be an otaku place to go. But, like, it's not trivia. We're trying to get, like, points to evolve it into a certain characteristic. I just, like, I don't know enough about these Japanese prefectures to, like, understand what they mean. So...
Ryuki, there's Moraemon inside the closet!
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I guess I can't do anything worthwhile here.
Okay, question for you. What do you get when you change the D's in Diddy to T's?
Chat, don't answer that.
Did he?
Stupid.
Oh, come on, say it!
It was worth pressing the button for. Let's go to the park and imagine a crime! Yeah, we really haven't slept. Why are all the
Ryuki,
people
you
mannequins?
look tired. Are you okay?
I mean, we haven't slept in, like, at least 2 days.
After all that, we haven't made any progress at all.
Oh, he actually does look absurdly tired in this profile picture. Like, look at this. This little ditty about Jack and Diane. Yeah, it might not pass the standards to play on the radio, though, if Tama performed it.
It takes a toll, knowing you've wasted your time on a case like this.
Why don't you rest for a bit?
I plan on it. That's why I came here. This place is always therapeutic for me.
Is that?
It's that weird guy.
What's he doing here?
The end twinning or
Let's
something.
go find out.
Yeah, I briefly thought about that too, Demolition. If you invert only the first T, you still end up with the correct answer somehow. Which is why I believe Anime made the comment just save. Because that was like the only way to apply it that like didn't end up at the desired result. You know what? I guess I'm impatient to solve the case, so I see this guy, and the first thing I'm gonna ask him is, do you know about the Nirvana trial?
Yeah, and that's the video that everyone's talking about online, right? I haven't seen it myself, but I've heard of it. And I heard a bunch of people that watched it have gone missing. Though, who knows if that's all true. Supposedly, there's some complex hidden message in that video. Just like Bats 490. I don't know much else.
What you drinking?
This? It's Alfred. Non-alcoholic beer. I really love this drink. It was in that vending machine, so I got one.
Why are you here?
This part. It's quiet, peaceful, serene.
I know the feeling.
It's the perfect place to be left alone with your thoughts.
That's why I came over here to bother you.
I agree. But what were you thinking about?
Oh, I just got a request from someone.
Was it to use your studio to hide a corpse in exchange for money?
I agreed to do it on the spot, but no, I'm not sure if it was the right choice. I've been wondering if I should have refused instead.
What was the request?
Can't tell you that. It's confidential.
Wing sync.
Well, I don't know the situation exactly, but I understand what you're asking. You want to get inside that facility and take a look around. Maybe there's something there. Though I didn't see anything last time I was there. Oh well. I'll accept your request. So stop making that face, alright? Cheer up, please.
Facility?
I don't know.
By tonight, he must have meant today. The night of the 12th, right?
This feels like an argument I'd have with my boss about writing an email that involved a specific date.
I would assume so. You did say he just got the request.
Who did it come from?
I can't tell.
She seemed really annoyed about that.
Looks like you've got a lot on your plate, but try not to overdo it.
Sorry, I thought I had to click on him to talk because that took so long. Anyway, I'll be going now.
See ya.
Okay, bye.
By the way, Ryuki, about the Nirvana trial.
Now that you bring it up, we haven't watched the video yet.
Wanna watch it?
Yeah, play it.
What?
I'm sorry. Can you please play it for me?
Very well.
Someone had a lot of fun making these, huh? They do really get the point across of, like, feeling super cursed. Those are toilets. Mind blown. By the toilets, I presume. Oh, is he gonna speak in the dark Japanese code?
Hey, Ryuki? Are you okay?
Man, they sure have done a lot of distressed character faces. There it is. There it is. Now, the thing that would be interesting that I don't know that you can really convey well in video game visual novel format, but, like, it would be really interesting to see how other people interpret this. Like, what this looks or sounds like to them. Because I get the impression this distortion is just for our sake to understand that something is affecting Ryuki. Gonna have to power cycle Ryuki, I think. Several hours passed. We really did power cycle him, huh?
What? It can't be. How? Why is it suddenly nighttime?
Don't you know? The Earth rotates toward the east, so...
What was I doing all this time?
You've been standing there, like an NPC that froze up. Hey, what happened?
I feel like it took her quite a long time to get to the point of, like, I'm concerned.
That's what I'd like to know. I watched that video, and then I came to, and now we're here. What time is it, Tama?
21:30.
We have enough time to get to our meeting?
Visit me at my office again at 10 o'clock tonight.
He's to uninstall and reinstall Ryuki.
Sheesh.
It'd be helpful to drive, like, an actual police vehicle so that we can turn on sirens when we have to, like, book it cross town or whatever. Uh-oh. We have bad faces on. Oh, there's only half of her, isn't there? Yeah, there's only half of her.
No.
Well, that's fine, because she'll just resurrect herself. We know this.
It can't be.
Does that count as sleep? That's such an interesting question, Ditto. And it's interesting to me because there was a night this week where I basically didn't sleep at all. I had, like, a stress dream that I was, like, semi-conscious for. But the function of my new watch that tracks how much I sleep says I slept the whole time. And I'm like, now I don't know that I trust your analysis of how much I'm sleeping.
This can't be happening.
Well, the statue's still shattered, which to me at least is a little interesting, actually. It felt to me like this was a deliberate thing to change later, and it didn't.
You should talk to Mamoru before checking the body.
Nah, I think it's cool for me to just do it. Hey, so you kind of goofed, right? Like, it's kind of your job for her not to be dead, right? When did you last see her?
I think it was around 1400.
Suddenly we're doing everything in military time.
The president got back from seeing the police, returned to this room, then I haven't seen her since. I'm not always in the president's office. I'm usually on standby in the room outside. I only come here when called.
Tokiko has been in this room since 2 p.m.?
She should have been, yeah.
Has anyone entered or left the room?
No one.
Is it possible that someone was in there before 2 p.m.?
No. I'm sure you're already aware, but the security here is incredibly tight.
If I do say so myself, being solely in charge of that and wanting it to look good on my resume since I now need a new
There
job.
are security cameras all over the stairs and corridors, along with the elevator and outside the door. It's impossible to get in without getting noticed.
Ryuki, I checked the data in the security cameras.
Ah, but what about the security cameras? that's my own callback to the confusingly translated thing before when we were, like, asking about, what's his face? Creepy doctor guy in the high school. And we were like, is there anything on the cameras? And she's like, no, there's so many dead spots. And then we're like, but was there anything on the cameras? And she's like, there are no cameras.
It's true that no one entered this room other than Tokiko, and no one left it either.
Well, in fairness, you could leave it by going down the waterfall, right? So yeah, let me ask him about the cameras since I just asked him about the cameras. It just seems like the way we do this.
Of course not. Who'd put a security camera in their own room?
Someone who's concerned enough about security that they need, like, a full-time bodyguard. How the body was
President
found.
informed me that you'd be here at 2200, so I let you through into this room. Then, her body.
Sync with this man real quick. It'll be like the 4th time I've synced with someone today, which further confuses the mechanics of this, but we'll just ignore that.
Daddy's job is to help someone very important. I assist and protect that person from harm. Yeah, Daddy's a professional. I won't ever let anything bad happen to them.
Looks like he's not the culprit.
Yeah, I think we can strike him off the list of suspects.
Is this a locked door mystery? Yes or no?
Yeah, that door is the only way in or out. Anyway, I need to report to the people at Nye's.
Very well. Please don't let anyone out of the building.
Got it.
I do appreciate
How did this happen?
the use of character as resource, as I call it. Having that guy recur as a relevant security contractor in this game, so we can interact with him. Like, on the one hand, yeah, you just use the same voice actor and don't render a new character model, whatever. But, like, when you establish a world like this with such colorful characters, it's kind of nice to just be like, well, we need a security guy. Could be the same one.
If I wish to do so, I can resurrect myself.
See? She's just gonna resurrect herself. I don't know what everyone's so upset about.
One thing is for sure. Ryuki, look around the room. No traces of blood.
No, it's fine. I'm sure that someone just suspended her from the weird upside-down ceiling of light fixtures. And then, you know, the rigor mortis and, well, time makes fools of us all.
In other words, Tokiko wasn't killed here.
The culprit must have been Terror.
Well, it's possible that the culprit used a lightsaber and immediately cauterized the wound.
He killed Tokiko somewhere else, then brought her right half here.
But how did he get in the room?
We don't know how he left either.
I'm a locksmith, and I'm a locksmith.
What if he's still in this room?
No, that's not possible. I checked with X-ray vision. No sign of anyone and no biological responses detected.
X-ray vision probably isn't the most definitive way to rule that out. Like, granted, you can't necessarily just, like, have generic life signs like Star Trek or something, but, like, I'm not sure that I'd buy, like, I used X-ray, there's no one. Was the creepy lady killed? I went to go do stuff. Yeah, Zacula, it's because you left her unattended. She died. Look what happened. You've also missed several lewd comments from Tama. I recommend you watch the VOD. I think you will like this game, mostly.
Then he had to have escaped somehow.
I suspect the culprit's escape route and way in were the same. So, Ryuki, let's look into finding the escape route first.
That's kind of a weird conclusion to draw without at least presenting a theory as to what you think it is.
We should know how the culprit got in once we learn how they got out.
Okay, let's investigate.
Game crash.
Before we begin, I want to point something out.
Segula says, well, I'd feel bad, but she was really creepy, so it's no huge loss. Yeah, actually, I was teasing you a bit, but she told us before that if she died, she'd just resurrect herself, so I'm not really worried about it either. And I'm not joking, she literally said that. Also, why do... It feels needlessly contrived to me that we're using the virtual recreation of the office because we're currently standing in it. We're already here. This is not a pipe.
The side with the window is the south. And the waterfall is to the north.
Do I need to know the cardinal directions for this?
I know that. Why are you mentioning it?
Shut your mouth! It'd be a pain in the ass if we didn't know which way was which. You should be grateful I told you.
You know what? I respect that, and I do retract my comment and apologize.
Hey, why are you angry?
Just zip it and get working, all right?
Here's what I hope. Here's what I hope. Is that, like, 15 hours of gameplay from now, that information will be relevant, and it won't matter at all in the short term. Again, not sure why we need to do a virtual recreation of the room we're currently... That's so many things to look at. Why? Why is it like this? I mean, look at this. Oh boy. It's a shattered glass doll. I deem that it is not relevant. What about desk front? It's the front of the desk. We're batting 1,000. Alright, touch her face.
It's Tokiko's right half.
Sure is. But is it her better half?
Just like before, it's been severed at the molecular level.
Sagala, I can practically guarantee you that this woman is going to be alive again later. Now, whether that's simply because we explore a different branch of the story and that's kind of how these types of sci-fi visual novel games work, or, as I suspect, somewhere down this path she's going to show up and it's supposed to spook us out and make us think that all of her cult nonsense is real. Either way, feels pretty likely to me that we will definitely see her alive again.
The body appears to have been cut with the same instrument.
A violin?
And she was also bisected while she was still alive.
Yeah, violins are weird like that.
In other words, it's highly likely that it was the same killer.
Yes, that's why I said Terror is probably the culprit. The estimated time of death is approximately 3 hours ago, which would be around 1900 today.
Here's my question. What tailor do you go to get that half of an outfit made?
That's when we were at Yoyagi Park.
It's a generous description of what's been happening today. Estimated time of death is around 1900, which is 3 hours ago. How's that chair doing? Does it have a butt print we could use to identify the culprit?
If you spin this around, a secret staircase from the floor
won't appear.
Aw. It's the non-upal X symbol. Okay. Why is the wall a thing? Alright, okay, come on, game. Game, I need you to calm down. Like, okay. So, like, here's the room as I see it from the start of the sequence. Is there's, like, 40 interactable icons. And I'm like, well, I guess I better get to work looking at them. And then I go to one that's on the wall. Hold on. I have to address my Tamagotchi. What cliche line do you want to say? I've got good news and bad news. Only a shadow of myself. I'm getting married after the war. Or see you in the afterlife. I don't know. Hey, chat, literally pick one. Because, like, I'm not sure what my goal is right now. I got Ota. I feel like every moment since has been a punishment. Only a shadow, you got it. Saying that is my shadow. Saying that is my shadow. I think they're trying to do sort of an echo voice, but it doesn't really track. That gave us brave points. Alright, we're going brave now. We're trying to do brave. Okay, but to my earlier points, like, oh, look at all these things! And I'm like, okay, one of them's the wall. What's up with the wall? That seems like a dumb thing. and then it says it's a wall. And it's like, okay, but like you don't get to call me stupid by just saying like, oh, it's a wall, what did you expect? Because like, you put it here. This could simply not be here. Let's look at the waterfall, probably. It's a waterfall, the water is flowing down. Alright, x-ray time. There, looks like there's a safe there.
A hidden passageway behind it?
It doesn't look like it. Is that what I'm supposed to get from this?
Probably not.
Okay, good.
Looks like the wall behind this waterfall is made of tungsten. It's a material that blocks X-rays.
Not a thing I knew.
I'm not able to see anything beyond that wall.
It just says, I got good news and bad news. I'm getting married after the war to a shadow of myself. I'll see you in the afterlife. Because that's where the wedding is. It's a destination wedding. Floor?
There's something in the floor.
Maybe it's a rail? It's embedded in the floor.
It's not a... Well, it's arguably a rail. It's probably for, like, moving that statue, huh?
An electromagnetic rail. It extends from the corner of the statue toward the pond.
This has to be relevant.
There's something embedded in the wall.
It's a keypad for a pin code.
But this frame is on there tight. It won't budge.
Oh, I bet it wants the nil number.
Maybe there's some way to move it.
Oh, this one also moves?
The same kind of rail is over here, too.
It's even going toward the same direction.
Figured I needed both of those. Like there's anything over here. Do the other corner statues also move? No, right? Looks like no. Ooh, now it's letting me do thermographic scan. It wasn't letting me do that the last time I did this. Wait, I know how to activate statues. We learned this. However, I'm not certain that the game will allow such things. Well, this is interesting.
There's an arrow under the symbol.
And 7 squares, too.
If you detected it with thermo mode, does that mean it's emitting heat?
It must have a heating wire or something embedded in it.
What's wrong, Neko? What could be concerning about activating a bunch of statues? Hey, you know what I didn't do? X-ray the body! Oh, the desk front's also weird. X-ray the body!
What is it?
Inside Tokiko's womb, there are traces of her having given birth.
What's with Uchikoshi in this? We had this in the last game. But, like, do you mean recently? Like, I need you to be clear about this. Because, like, I am not a doctor or an expert on this subject, to be clear. But, like, would there be lifelong traces of that? Especially detectable by X-ray? I'm not saying it's not possible. I don't think I would assume that, though.
What?
Though it wasn't recently.
Okay.
It must have been more than 20 years ago.
We'll just go with that.
Tokiko has a grown child?
Why is this shocking to you? I mean, we were like assuming it was Gen, right? Like it's Gen?
Yes, but there are no records of this anywhere in her family register.
Yeah, this tracks. So like she gave birth to Gen, and whether it's because he is affected by some condition that changes his face or whatever, or simply because she wasn't ready to be a mother, she put him up for adoption. And so he doesn't know who she is, but she is like a person of influence who managed to figure out who he was and like keep an eye on him. Like, that all seems to make sense, right?
She hasn't filed birth registration, and there aren't any records of it in any medical institutions in Japan.
Okay, so she has no, like, quote-unquote legitimate children. By which I simply mean known children that are registered that she has a familial connection to. It's so weird that the game... that just feels very weird to me. Oh, look at this! It's numbers. I kind of just thought it was, like, markings, because I wasn't paying attention to it. What have we here?
There are metal plates shaped like numbers embedded in the board at the front of the desk. So you're able to see them by using X-ray like this.
It's as if this was prepared just for us. Who would do something like this?
Anyway, we can figure that out later. Let's focus on the investigation.
There's 16 numbers in a diamond shape at the front of the desk. My immediate thought is that we probably want... No, that can't be right. No, it definitely can't be. I thought that the numbers were arranged in such a way that you could use the... You could, like, compare it to the non-upal X, and then where the X's are, or, like, where the cross parts of the X's are, you, like, pick those numbers, and that makes the solution to the safe or something. But even if that was the right number of individual characters, which it's not, there's also just too many numbers in this grid for that solution to apply? Probably? So there might be other ways of finagling that. I'm playing Murder by Numbers tonight after all. But that would have, in theory, been a Saturday thing, and it's Friday. Okay, so, like, X-ray's pretty much done. I really feel like it was mostly the one thing in the thermal scan. So, maybe I check the statues in regular vision?
The statue is made of iron.
Iron and tungsten. Do I need to know, like, chemistry or something?
The statue is iron, too.
The room is inorganic as a whole, so this really stands out.
Houseplant. There are lights. How many lights are there? Are there 4 lights? Oh wait, drawer? Desktop.
As I mentioned before, there are no traces of blood in the room. Not on this desk, the walls, or the floor.
Terror killed Tokiko somewhere else, then brought the right half of her body to this room.
I mean, it could be through the obvious secret entrance. I don't know what additional evidence it wants me to find before we start gluing stuff together. Southwest statue. Thanks, thank you. Kind of just trying to rule out all of the needless number of interactable things here in regular vision room. I don't actually recall if I looked at this without any thing. Okay, I guess I did. Do we need desk front normal? Okay. I think I did body normal, but I've missed that before. No, hang on. I guess I've mostly just been paying attention to the clues, but, like, you can see it poking out from under the camera. There's an unnatural reaction of infrared light. It's been giving me clues I've just been ignoring. Oh, hang on. Is that... Oh, yeah. This carbon nanotube or whatever.
There's something coming out of it.
It's an infrared laser.
It's an infrared laser. That's what I said.
Normally it wouldn't be visible, even with thermo mode. But this place is full of water particles.
Yeah, don't remind me. It's the worst aquarium ever.
The light hits the water particles and disperses, making it visible to the human eye.
The light is shining toward the northeast.
So if I can make these statues turn to face the other statues to look them straight in the eye, does it work like the Somnium, sort of?
It's crossing the pond in a diagonal line.
And it wants me to manually check the other
An
one.
infrared laser is coming out of the statue, too. It's crossing with that other beam.
This one's shooting toward the southeast.
Uh-huh. I'm disappointed. It's gonna want me to care about the compass directions. Zakula says, this is admittedly a nitpick, but if he's seeing X-ray stuff out of his eye, he should not also have the X-ray effect on himself.
What we could for now.
Probably true, yeah. I love when little Tama sits. I just love it.
Now, let's get to solving the mystery.
Although the seat doesn't look as nice as her previous one.
How did the culprit get out of the room? That's what you're talking about, right?
Yes. So, let's begin. The first thing that comes to mind is that rail under the floor.
The electromagnetic rail.
The rail leads from the statue toward the pond.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you think the statue moves along the rail?
I do, yes.
It's made of iron. So maybe it's pulled with an electromagnet.
It's probably operated with a remote control or something.
But I didn't find anything like that.
Then, please...
I don't think any of these are right. I mean, it's hard to say without actually being able to test it in some meaningful way. But it feels like there's both a keypad and a series of, like, weird, heated code spots on the non-Upal X thing. Either one of those could be some sort of activator for the mechanism that would move these. Like says, little Tama is better than little Iva, and big Tama is better than big Iva. So Tama is just better than Iva all the way. I'm inclined to agree. I don't begrudge anyone who disagrees, but like after maybe like a third of this game spent with Tama, probably less than that, and an entire game spent with Iva, like inclined to agree. I feel like the one of these that's closest to what I think is really happening is Think Over, so I'm gonna like...
What?
There's a saying that goes, faith will move mountains. If you put your heart into it, there's nothing you can't accomplish.
You know, I can discharge an electrical current directly into your brain.
Aw, what a flirt.
I'm sorry. I'll take this seriously.
Mess around like that during the shoot, and I'll cook your brain with electricity.
Let's use magnet.
Tama, do you have a magnet?
No, I don't. Besides, can't move something like that with something as small as a portable magnet anyway.
Summon remote.
Hello? Come out, remote. Where'd you go? I won't leave you alone anymore, so...
Ryuki, are you okay?
Never. Never
Why
okay.
do remotes go missing all the time? No matter how many times you find them, they vanish within seconds. I wasn't brought into this world just to look for remotes!
Let's calm down for a minute. You must have had a rough childhood. Take a deep breath. We can forget about the remote for now.
Let's use force, huh?
Yes, we have no other choice.
So, let's get right to it.
Wait, don't actually move it until we're shooting.
What do you mean?
I mean when we actually record this with the camera and complete the film.
Why are you like this?
Quiet! I'm the director, so you follow my instructions or I'll fire you!
I find it really confusing that
that's the
that's...
same as the one we saw earlier.
The underground rail leads toward the pond.
It seems so much more likely to me that you would, like, move the other statues to hit the infrared beam with them, or whatever. But maybe the infrared beam is at the end of the rail? I don't...
Which means...
You know, I've seen an anime where the solution is to tilt the building. I'll try that.
All right. Let's tilt this building somehow.
So, if you just find out that the building's on kind of a shaky foundation, and then you, like, fill a bunch of containers with water and put them all on one side of the building, it'll, you know, sink the building more towards that side and tilt it.
What?
Isn't it obvious? Objects move from high places to low places. If we make that statue's position higher, it'll naturally slide toward the pond.
Do you build an airport every time you need to go to the convenience store?
Yes, why do you ask? I mean, if I say lubricate floor, something bad's gonna happen, right? Like, I know this game.
If you make the floor slippery, I'm sure it'll move on its own.
If that's your best idea, why don't I cover your whole body in lotion and drag you?
Don't threaten me with a good time. Let's use force.
There's not much else we can do.
So, let's get right to it.
You little shit! Don't make me send you back to the green room, damn it!
Oh, right. We were still in rehearsal. I'm not supposed to move it until the shoot.
Yes, we don't want this important set to get damaged, right?
We're in a virtual reconstruction for some reason. That's not gonna happen.
This is a set?
I really don't feel like we've solved anything.
You already know the numbers to enter, right?
Even if I did, I would need to be able to move the frame.
That's not what I asked. Do you know the code or not?
I don't think so.
In fact, I need you to know the answer. If you can't even solve this, you don't deserve to call yourself a member of Abyss.
So, can you tell me the numbers? It should be 7 digits.
How would I know this? I mean, look, I understand that the front of the desk has numbers on it, and that very well could be the code, but I would need some sort of hint or cipher or something. It's weird that the game assumes that this should be very obvious to me. So am I stupid, or is game stupid? I mean, yeah, like 8675309, right? Like, it comes to mind.
What? You're telling me you don't know?
No, that's not what I meant.
Then spit it out already.
So here's what bugs me about this, is like, even if the game, so like, I guess I must be wrong in my assumption that the desk numbers are relevant, because if that was true, it would still, like, let me look at the desk numbers right now, right? Like, the game didn't really provide me any sort of input to, like, deduce an answer other than just me, like, looking at it. But, like, it's not obvious simply to look at it. I feel like it still needs some kind of cipher or hint to know how you narrow down the numbers. Yeah. This is very strange to me. Like, it feels as though the game wants me to think that I'm very stupid. But, like, I genuinely, like, don't... No, we can't. So, like, can I back out of...
Screwing around.
It's the non-equal X symbol.
Using thermal mode, didn't you?
Yeah, but there weren't numbers. Hello?
And there were
Right.
16 numbers arranged in a diamond shape.
Okay. Okay. I understand both of those facts, and neither of those facts in and of themselves is the solution to a 7-digit number. Like, I don't understand why you would imply even for a second that simply by knowing these two facts, I should know that. That's nonsense. That's not how puzzle works.
You should be able to use those numbers to figure out the answer.
Well, right, but you're not letting me look at them. You're just demanding that I know a number.
Now, try again.
Why won't it? If it wants me to solve the puzzle, why won't it just let me look at the numbers? Like, to me, it seems so obvious that if you want me to deduce something based on those numbers, you just leave them on the blasted screen. Like, come on. Like, what kind of choice is that? Of course. No, that makes sense. So the arrows point down, so the numbers should go down. But because it's a whole grid of X's, the only operation to make them into an equation is a multiplication sign. So it should be, and this is annoying because, like, honest to God, I don't have any problem with this puzzle, but this interface is hot stink garbage. Like, it should either, like, present it as this, and then I plug in the numbers by looking at it and solving it, or it should show me the stupid plug-in numerical text box and have this grid displayed on the side. It's so insane to me that I'm supposed to look at this, remember the sequence of 7 numbers, and then plug it in on a separate screen that I have to, like, click between. So it's like 4941495. One times one times one times one doesn't change. Oh no, the 4s are zeros. There's 2 and there's just 2 and it's not 4 because that's not how multiplication works. Yeah, duh. This, like, if I could just look at 2 things at the same time, that would be, like, a lot more obvious.
Yep, good job. That's probably the answer.
I absolutely loathe the presentation of that. Loathe it. That puzzle would be absolutely fine if it wasn't completely inaccessible.
Probably.
Also, like, there's no need for the game itself to take such a hostile tone of, like, obviously you should overlay these things that aren't next to each other in a way that only the game can provide.
I mean, it's not like I actually checked. I don't know whether those numbers are correct or not. Okay, the rehearsal is now over. It's time to start.
I really don't feel like this format of reconstructing the crime scene is applicable to what we're doing here. because, like, we didn't solve anything. Like, the only thing to do is to just, like, see if we can open the door, which, like, doesn't need a virtual recreation or anything. Like, it's just, there's something, this doesn't work nearly as well as the first one, where it's like, how would the crime have happened? Here it's like, could you open a secret door?
Okay, then I'm going to start filming. Ryuki.
I think you're, like, spoilering, like, really hard in chat. If you could not spoiler really hard in chat, I would greatly appreciate it.
The one who placed the right half of Tokiko's severed body here.
You just finished a big job. You need to get out of here, fast. But if you leave the conventional way, you'll be spotted by the surveillance camera. Same thing for when you entered, too. The culprit used some special method to get in and out of the room. Now, I want you to consider the situation, and whatever you might be feeling, use it for your performance.
Hey, is it really necessary to act?
We're beyond this. You know it's happening whether you like it or not.
Shut up!
Fair and accurate.
Okay, here we go. Ready? Action!
I'm the one who killed Tokiko Shigure. I brought the body here for some reason.
And now I shall leave Earth for no reason at all!
Now that I'm done here, I'm gonna leave.
Terrible acting, as usual.
I think he's nailing it. I feel like when we find the culprit, this is exactly what it's gonna be like.
Give me a break.
Okay, what did the culprit do first to escape?
Well...
And, like, again, like, we didn't solve anything here. We're like, I guess maybe they physically moved the statue by force. Like, we didn't deduce anything interesting. We looked at it, and the game gave us options until we chose the one that doesn't make any sense to me. And it's like, well, I guess that's the only one.
There's that electromagnetic rail in the floor leading to the pond. It pulls the iron statue with magnetic force. The culprit probably used a remote control, but I can't find it, so... I'll try forcing it.
Why would this work?
Something happened.
It's because it touched the infrared laser from the southwest statue.
Right. But, like, this is so, like, counter to Occam's razor.
Okay, so the statue was moved so it would hit the laser.
What did the culprit do next?
He must have also moved this statue with a remote.
Okay, go.
The statue begins moving via the electromagnets. The culprit grins maniacally, his plan in motion.
Stop!
Hmm?
Can you not read the stage directions out loud?
No, again, I feel like he's got the part down correctly.
What's the point of...
Don't talk back to the director! Don't make me throw a fucking ashtray at you!
Oh no! I need to hurry, or someone's gonna see me! Hurry! Hurry! Move already!
Good.
Did she say? That's the performance I wanted.
Like I said, the culprit probably had a remote.
It's fine. This scene is where we show the screaming of the culprit's tortured heart in monologue.
Is that when I get to read the stage directions?
Alright. This statue reacted to the laser too.
It's an awful lot of work just to expose this keypad. And it's very peculiar.
So this is how it works.
That, like, the solution to the puzzle is printed in infrared on the plaque that has the non-tuple X on it. Like, that just seems like... I mean, they sort of alluded to it earlier, but it seems like that must have been done solely for the purpose of us finding it, which doesn't make any sense.
So I just need to enter the number from earlier, right? 4901095. There.
We couldn't see the secret passage because the hall's made of tungsten.
Look!
A hidden door.
It's more than a hidden door. It's an elevator. See? There's a button pointing down next to the door.
That could just be a coincidence. You don't know.
This is the highest floor of the building. Looks like this elevator is only for going down.
Let's try pushing it.
I really wanted the Futurama, like, close-up on the hand but failing to push the button once. I really loved that joke.
Terra's escape route.
And the way he got in.
Terra used this elevator to bring Tokiko's right half into the room.
Yeah, but, like, conceptually that's so incredibly gross, and I feel like the fact that we keep glossing over that is, like, really upsetting to me.
And he must have used the same method to get out.
The statue and non-Yipple X symbol must have been set up to return to their original positions automatically. Anyway, let's go down there.
I hope it's not flooded when we get there.
What is this place?
Wow. It's big. It's super big down here. Oh no, this is bad.
Looks like we tunneled to the other side of the world.
This feels like the same place from our first Somnium. It might not be, but it's very similar. Which would suggest something bad is going to happen here.
You mean we're underground?
Yeah, more than 160 feet deep. Radio waves are completely cut off due to the depth. We can't connect to the network, so keep that in mind.
Yeah, we already established that. Yeah, something bad's going to happen here. It's not okay. Yeah, the fire. Yeah. Yeah, this is Somnium Land. I estimated the death by calculating the acceleration and the time spent in the elevator.
Anyway, let's start looking around. Maybe we'll find some sort of clue.
At any time this could happen. What chocolate do you like? Bonbon de chocolat. Gianduja. Chocolate bar or ganache. It says, I wonder if anyone spins Gregorian house down here. Like probs. Like probably. Which one is brave, do you think? Bonbon feels like loving. Traditionally, it's sort of like a thing that a husband buys for their wife is probably what we're going for. Chocolate bar feels like it could be impish, because it's of the options, it's more like childish, arguably, whatever. Maybe ganache is brave. Gianduja is a chocolate hazelnut paste. Is that crazy or is that brave? I think it's between the two. Neko says Ganesh is the crazy one. You're not meant to eat it on its own. That might not be wrong. I'm also a little bit inclined to say that, like, of these options, Gianduja, that really doesn't sound or look like a word. But it might be the brave option because it's, like, uncommon, like I said, thing to try or something. That's what Alexa said. I've been doing it wrong? No. No, that's not correct. You may eat the ganache on its own. That is good. It is right and just. No, that was impish somehow. That's not what I wanted. Save. Yes. Yes. Save a second time. Yes. Okay. Well, that was not Rafiq's finest out. I mean, I am just individually frustrated with, like, all of the elements of the things going on. Like, that Somnium was not great. It felt like it had some of the hallmarks of, like, the worst design of the first game, where the timing is so tight that you kind of need to already know exactly what you're doing to succeed at it, which, like, in my opinion, was, like, never a great way to design the Somniums. But, like, in addition to that, just, like, navigating underwater feels really bad when you have, like, a really strict time limit. I mean, it's, like, literally a big part of the reason why that infamous level in Ninja Turtles 1 for the NES is so infamously difficult, is because there's a time, like, a fairly strict time limit, and you have to navigate very precisely so as not to implode to the electric kelp or whatever. But then, like, also, I just, like, both of the virtual recreations we've done so far feel to me like they follow some really confounding logic where, like, I understand the individual facts that we uncover by examining the crime scene, but then when it comes to put that information together so that the game will advance from that point, it takes some really confusing trajectory that I don't understand. And, like, furthermore, I, like, just very strongly feel like the interface for entering that number was simply bad. Was simply just bad. Because, like, you can do that puzzle and it's fine and just, like, leave the number on the screen so you can reference. Like, why would you not do that? Like, you literally, like, can't not be in the conversation with Tama at that point. So, like, why not just put it on the screen so I can look at it? Why do I need to have already solved the puzzle that involves overlaying two things that I can't manually do myself? Like, it would be one thing if all of that information was projected onto the wall in the first place and I could just look at it and, like, try to solve it on my own and then transfer that information to the input box. But, like, I can't, because it's not my immediate understanding of how I'm supposed to do the numbers. So, like, the game then is like, no, here's how you do the numbers. Here's the grid of multiplication signs, and then the numbers. But the only place I can see that is, like, when I'm already supposed to have solved it. Like, shouldn't that come before the point where the game assumes that I've solved it? Is the thing that lets me solve it? Like, I don't understand. Like, it's one of those things that's, like, so stupid to me that I'm like, I must be missing something, because when I look at this, it makes me feel insane, and I don't know what's wrong with you. It says, Tama yells at you a few times and then says, okay, here's the info you need. Yeah, like, I just, like, it's the sort of thing, it's exactly like, it's honest to God, just, like, work. Like, my bosses don't understand anything other than this, like, really blunt, kind of aggressive, like, style of providing instruction. And I respond very badly to that. like, my natural instinct is to become, like, combative if you, like, approach me with that. Which is why when games do stuff like that, I immediately get upset. Like, I get mad about it. Because it's just, like, I feel like you're attacking me, and I'm just trying to play your stupid game. And so, like, when the game is like, you should have solved this before you had the answer. And I'm just like, I literally don't even understand your question. Like, I just get upset about it. It reminds me of, like, does anyone remember at the end of World's End Club, there's this one, like, completely insane solution where I forget, like, all of the parameters of it, but, like, you need to input, like, two variables, like an X and a Y, and the game, like, very clearly steers you towards what the X is, and, like, the Y, it gives you, like, almost no clue. And then when you ask it for a hint, it tells you this, like, really obtuse string of reasoning, and then tells you exactly what Y is. And I'm like, first off, that's not what a hint is. And secondly, did you honest to God think I was going to, like, combine, like, the numbers written on tape on the back of a cell phone into, like, a number? Like, what are you talking about? Anime says, it's because Tom is talking to Ryki, which the game has established is an idiot. But, like, it's contextual, right? Because, like, that sort of thing is, like, funny or endearing or, like, relatable if the solution is so obvious that he should know it. But, like, when it's, like, an actual puzzle that's supposed to be solved and the game hasn't provided you the information to solve the puzzle, like, how am I, like, I genuinely don't understand how I'm supposed to react to that in a way that's not being really annoyed about it. Like, it's like just the literal only path I can see from that input to output from me. It's, like, literally deterministic. If you do that, I will definitely be upset. Every time. Yeah, I mean, there's, like, 1,000 problems with World's End Club. If you had a wish, Zacula, would you wish that all pencils were noodles so that you could eat them because you always wanted to eat pencils? Is that a thing? So, like, I'm a little discouraged because that was, like, a lot of, like, the hallmarks of, like, the worst of the first AI game, all in a fairly short time frame. You know, that doesn't mean that all the rest of the game is going to be bad from here, but, like, it's frustrating. You know, I'm a little less annoyed about it knowing that we'll be streaming this again tomorrow instead of having to wait a whole week and hope that it's not bad again. Now we can find out tomorrow if it's bad, and that's, like, less time to worry about it. But yeah, I mean, I didn't particularly, I don't know. It was not a great stretch. It was not Rafiq's finest hour. I would say that I suspect it is unlikely that there is more swimming. I guess that's not true. There was a whole tutorial for it. It could just be because there's no precedent for it in the game, so they had to show you it. But, like, adding the whole swimming mechanic feels like they might use it again, which immediately sounds bad. Like, as demonstrated by chat, like, we know water level is bad. We just know this. Play a handful of video games and you know this to be true. But yeah, we will revisit this tomorrow, at which time we will probably cause the entirety of Nizet laws to collapse on our heads, and somehow Date will be there. Not totally sure how that's true, but if it is Somnium and we're due for the bad time, like, we could come back to this location later, but it seems like this is the place that we saw in the initial sync with Ryki, and if that is true, then, like, this building is gonna collapse, like, on us, like, 100%. Yeah, hopefully, like, the maps work, And the game isn't just, like, deliberately trying to be obtuse. Like, it's just, like, honestly, like, almost every part of this section of the stream is just, like, how not to do a puzzle. I mean, I will give you that, like, I can never remember the guy's name. The weird doctor guy, the geneticist. Like, his Somnium, like, 90% of it is, like, over-explained to you. And then, like, the one part that's really hard, like, isn't strongly hinted at all. Which is, like, fine, I guess. But, like, I understand that some people might feel like that is over-explained. But, like, it's very much another thing for the game to repeatedly go out of its way to not make a puzzle that's difficult, but to obscure the elements that make the puzzle solvable, and then treat that like it's your mistake. Like, that's very annoying to me. I'm not sure if I hope the very long flashback will end soon. I mean, the longer it goes on, the more absurd it is. So, like, maybe it's just funnier if it goes on forever. I mean, it doesn't seem like Ryki needs to sleep at all. Which is, like, I don't know what to make of that. I don't know if he's robot. He might be robot. But, like, he could very well just infinitely tell that story. And then, like, Mizuki falls asleep. And then something, $5. Anyway, we'll be back with this tomorrow. Hopefully it is less suck bad. I would evaluate this segment of the game as suck bad. Not sure if hyphenated or simply a compound word, but definitely suck bad. Before we close the stream, somewhere on this couch behind me, I've hidden a secret Squirtle. If you can see a Squirtle, it's not a secret, of course. But beyond that, it could be pretty much anywhere. So, I encourage you to consider where I may have hidden the secret Squirtle, so that you may embrace the good luck that comes from finding a Squirtle and learning its secrets. But I will say this about ending the extremely long flashback. Is, as I stated at the start of the stream, I'm not sure that I expect a better result from the game, like, switching to Mizuki. And I don't know if, like, once we are Mizuki again, if we are Mizuki for the rest of the game. I feel like if this flashback ends soon, that's probably not the case. Because I feel like they're going to be, like, close to 50-50 between the two characters. It's actually kind of an interesting choice to have the new character featured so prominently for so much of this early part of the game. I would think you would lean harder on the existing character to get people sold on it or whatever. Under ninja, you think that by choosing the space hiding under the ninja you can avoid getting ninja'd? I mean, strictly that's true. Behind crab, donut narwhal. All right, let's go and take a look. My ear fell out. Ah, my finger broke. Never mind, I fixed it. Okay. If we look, here was our first guess. Under our Ninja Turtle. And behind Smiley Face. There you will find an assortment of various Pokeballs. But none of them contain Squirt. It's behind Carlos the Crab. a popular feature on the couch, at least by me. But no, he was just helping to prop up his friend Yoda. And in case you were curious, they were both being held up by a very gentlemanly mustachioed narwhal. But not a squirt. Behind this giraffe that is also a cat, I hid one of my holiday Eevees, because of course it is adjacent to Christmas in July, which is why I'm wearing a holiday-themed shirt. Neko was guessing behind this donut that is also holding the littlest narwhal. But it's really difficult to hide something behind it, so I'm afraid not. I can, however, reveal that the secret Squirtle was hiding in Treasure Grub's secret hiding spot. That was the location of our secret Squirtle this evening. But I think Neko had said she mostly just wanted to see close-up of this. So here's the donut that goes with this donut cat. They can be separated. And then I have this very small version of that very big narwhal back there. And she fits perfectly into it. She is just the right size. But yes, of course there are no losers playing Find Secret Squirtle. Because it's mostly just an excuse for me to showcase all the things that I own that live on my couch, because I don't have enough space to store them elsewhere. As I said earlier, we'll be back with more Nirvana Initiative tomorrow. I know that you're going to ask me if that's some sort of plan, and at this point, I don't know. I'm not sure. It might be. It might be some sort of plan, but I don't know. But we'll be back at 6 p.m. Pacific to learn more, and hopefully have less of a bad time in the worst aquarium I've ever seen. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being you, and I hope to see you again soon. That's me signing off for Friday. And we'll be back tomorrow for more Nirvana Initiative. Yay! Sort of. Sort of yay.